Gauranga Nityananda Gauranga 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 Nityananda Gauranga Krishna Gauranga Gauranga Nityananda Gauranga 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 Haribo. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for all coming. Gauranga Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Srila 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 Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Gaurachandra, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Gaurachandra, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Gaurachandra, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, oh my Lord, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gaurachandra, 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 Gaurachandra. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Whew. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is so amazing, to have this, the shelter of the name. Lord Chaitanya really knew the perfect thing, where you can chant this name and just naturally taking shelter, like this is your shelter, and feel the shelter. It's like Lalita's class today. She was talking about this, about having the shelter of Radha, and otherwise just having Krishna without Radha is like having, the, was it, to try to have moonlight without the sun. See, the sun, you know, you can't get any moonlight. You think you have the sun, but that's the idea of chanting Krishna's name in name only. So you need that the bhakti. You get that through the disciplic line. You get that by the association of devotees who have this devotion, have this. It's a gift. See, that's why it doesn't spread. So first of all, the gift is so great, it's so fabulous. It's not that easy to recognize because you don't see it anyway. It's so rare. At least with gold, you can tell what it is when you have some around. So gold is valuable because there's not so much, but still there's something around. You could say, well, you see, there is gold here. But where do you see this ecstatic bhakti? Especially nowadays, you can only read about it. So people, it takes time. Even back then, when Lord Chaitanya was here, it was like that. It was so hard to recognize because so few people had it, and even fewer now, because the Lord incarnated with his devotees that could understand this. See, that's why this is so deep and so hard to decipher the beauty of it, the glory of it, the power of this bhakti, the power. When you talk about Radharani, if you just talk about Radharani in the name of like a beautiful girl, with a nice shape, that's still external. No, Radha is this potency. She's the personification of ecstatic devotion. See, with the person here, then you get the bhakti. You get to see what it is. You see the inside of it. See, and so when Radha is here, you're seeing the outside in and the inside out. See, that's real exposure. That's real vulnerability to the highest limits. See, that's how fabulous this is. And that's why it takes time for people to get. That's why it has to be timed at the right time. Obviously, the order of Prabhupada came timely. 1996. Okay, get this going now. See, because look at the happiness one gets chanting with Radha's love, with this bhakti, with this devotion. Yeah. There's nothing like it. And those who begin to accept her, to begin to trust her, begin to trust this devotion and don't think, oh, it's just sahaja. It's just sahaja. Where's Amy today? I don't see her here. Where's Johan? Is he around? Are these guys coming? I never see Johan lately. Or Amy. Well, Amy's been coming, but I didn't see. Yeah. Guys, every be nice if everybody says Hare Krishna or something so I can see who's here. Some people are doing that, but yeah. Yeah, so that's what it's about, man. What a great demonstration, and showing this. Basically, we're teaching about Radharani. We're teaching about beyond the picture, the two-dimensional Radharani. Two dimension. It's just a picture of some beautiful woman. They paint, but nobody, who knows her. It's just like Krishna. They paint a picture of Krishna. They don't really know Krishna because you got to have this devotion to know Krishna. That's why you see it's always explained that way. Oh, Krishna even wanted to come in the mood of a devotee who has devotion. So he wanted to taste how wonderful it is to know himself. Because without devotion, he can't really know himself. So his devotee has such a deep understanding of Krishna because of her devotion, and that goes for everybody. You can't understand Krishna even a little bit without real devotion, real attachment. Okay? This is the glory of why Lord Chaitanya came here. That's why if you come here to these classes, you will know why Lord Chaitanya came to this planet. His purpose, the two main purposes. And don't think because you read them, oh, I know that already. Let me move on. That's what people do. People say, yeah, I know the purpose. Lord Chaitanya came here to relish ecstatic love and to preach it to others. I've heard people say that, but they still don't know it because they're not doing that. They're not relishing this ecstatic love and preaching it and transmitting it to others. See? So they're not, it doesn't have any weight. Their words don't have any impact to change and revolutionize people's lives, change them forever. See, that's why one must have that mercy either in this life, like you guys are getting that mercy in this life. And for me, it started just when I had to preach because I had it easily. It came awakened easily. So then I had to get clear that, hey, man, this is it, man. This is fabulous. This is wonderful. This is more wonderful than what I got from Narayan Raj. This is more wonderful than what I got from the Radhakund Babajis. This is more wonderful than what I got from Tamal Krishna. Ah, this is what I've been reading about in Prabhupada's books. This is what I'm reading about in the Goswami books. I can relate. The very first day I got Red Nectar Devotion, I said, I can relate to this. I feel this. I felt this. These ecstatic state. Wow, I never heard anybody. That was in 1980. Never heard anybody describe these things. What a great, that's immediately I thought, hey man, this is my path, man. This is my home. Wow, these persons, they're chanting in ecstasy, the Panchatattva and all their associates. Oh, wow, that's my home. I belong there. What am I doing here? Okay? And the devotees, they didn't have any of that understanding like that. Okay? So anyway, we're preaching the real truth, man, because people need it. Otherwise, you won't ever be able to really enjoy Krishna. Yeah, it's about enjoying Krishna, and people don't get it. Oh, you shouldn't enjoy. They see, you know why they say that? Because they think enjoying Krishna is like enjoying sense gratification. See? They don't understand. See, because they anthropomorphize their mundane sense. See, and they say you shouldn't enjoy it. So therefore, see, this is the faulty conclusion people have. Oh, you shouldn't enjoy sense gratification. So therefore, you should not enjoy Krishna. Come on, man. What do you think they're doing in Vrindavan? You don't think they're enjoying Krishna? What the heck do you think Jesus said? I'm the bread of life. When you eat something, you get enjoyment, right? See, the name, the bread of life is the name, the fame, and the pastimes of the Lord. See? And the difference is you become in full consciousness of what enjoyment is. The Lord is enjoying in you because you're so close to the Lord, you can see that and you realize, the Lord's enjoyment is my enjoyment. We share the same heart. We say we when we eat, we have a picnic together. This is our picnic here, by the way, if anybody doesn't know. We're having a little picnic in Vrindavan. Yes, I don't have to be over there. I don't have to spend $2,000 for a flight to go over to have a picnic with Krishna anymore. I never did, actually. And that's all you can get here. I'm not here to give you a bunch of money or a bunch of titles and on a big stick so you can be sannyasis, or a big following with a lot of followers. Just that, only that the best thing you're going to get here is to have a picnic with Krishna every day and the devotees of Vrindavan, enjoying together. Pushing food in Krishna's mouth, he's pushing food in your mouth. That's what's going on here. That's why it's not easy to understand. People, it's so deep, it's so, you know. And that's why only devotees can explain it, because they're experienced. They experience this. How can you say, really preach something you for real, something that's real that makes an impact and a change on others, unless you're it, man? You're experiencing that. That's the whole problem. In religion, in Vaishnava religion, these devotees don't experience prema. Therefore, they can't speak about prema as it is. They cannot teach rasa tattva as it is. They cannot even teach guru tattva because they're not real gurus yet on that level. You have to be a resident of Vrindavan. Didn't we read that? Prabhupada said, the real guru is a resident of Vrindavan. You got to be that, man. You got to show that. You got to demonstrate that. You want to change people. You want to liberate them. You want to elevate them. You want to cause a resurrection in them. You better be that. That means Krishna's using you to deliver people. Otherwise, it's just a game. It's just a show in a bottle. You can't get in that bottle where party is. You're outside looking in, speculating on what's going on there. What's going on there? You don't know. Yes, human characters and behavior. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that's Vrindavan. That's what we're preaching here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mhm. Okay, over to. See, all liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. Ah. See, understanding the Lord's transcendental nature, but what extent? Can you imagine? Lord Caitanya came to give us such a deep understanding of the Lord's transcendental nature. Not all devotees understand the nature of the Lord in his incarnation as Lord Caitanya and Radha and Krishna. See, but Lord Chaitanya came to give that understanding of his transcendental nature. This relish of his own names, this like studying the name by tasting the name, studying the pastimes by tasting the pastimes. See? This kind of thing. To taste his Vrindavan pastimes. To taste, like even Bhagavad Gita explained in the vision of the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. This is the way. What you're hearing here is the way Advaita explained the Bhagavad Gita. Matter of fact, when Srivas was studying the Bhagavad Gita, he said Lord Chaitanya told him, "Don't study the Bhagavad Gita, that way. Go and you want to study Bhagavad Gita. You listen to Advaita Acharya's explanations, because he always explain Bhagavad Gita in terms of the deepest nature of the Lord. See, the deepest quality. Not just, well, it's about the modes of goodness and passion and ignorance, but not explained pure goodness clearly, or just, become really, just follow the rules and just fight for Krishna, like, do for Krishna. It's a kind of still external bhakti. He would explain things in terms of the deeper principles of spontaneous devotion. See, and you hear that, you become elevated to the next platform because you're elevated by the word, man, the word of God, right? The word of God. Well, what kind of devotee are you? Oh, I'm a devotee in the mode of goodness. So I'm going to speak the word of God. So that's why you hear the Vaishnavas, many of them, they speak, oh, yes, it's Krishna consciousness is all about you fast, you follow the regulative devotional, so you follow the morning prayer. See, that's coming out of their mouth, man. And then you listen, right? You listen. That's your God, right? That word, that instruction. See, Prabhupada also, yeah, you follow, you work for Krishna, all this. He's writing in his books all this deeper stuff too, right? But you're not hearing that word. And then, so now he has disciples. They heard that word, follow the rules and regulations and follow the morning program, chant 16 rounds, you see, and fastings on every Ekadasi. See, follow that word, man. And people, that word is my God. See, chapter 4, the fourth gospel. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. See, Prabhupada is a pure devotee, and that Word came to him. See, just like Moses came with the Word of God, which was the rules written on the stone tablets of the hearts of people. They're full of stone. And then a new word came, a new testimony. See, more mercy comes. See, a new installment of more the mercy, the more understanding of what the Lord's real nature is beyond these external regulations and rules. What is the real heart of the Lord? What did Jesus say? The heart of the Lord is full of mercy. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, here, take the Holy Spirit as a gift so you can love me. You can find out what true love is. Now, that's pretty merciful. And Lord Caitanya expanded upon that. Here, take this spontaneous devotional love for me, love for Krishna. Here, take it as a gift. Oh, you're gonna, especially now, you're gonna need more. Well, everybody all the time needs purification. See, that's an incidental. To kill the demons is an incidental activity. It's just you have to do it, right? You just have to do it. And the demons inside us have to be vanquished. And they will, just by association. You come here, the vibration itself just vanquishes the demons and they just start coming out, in a screaming. You notice they scream when they come out of here sometimes. Ah, angry, hatred, all that stuff, man. See, but once they're out, you feel much better. Yeah. See, all this by connecting with the real disciplic line. So you ready to stop playing games? You ready to stop worshiping idols, worshiping false gods? Like, you know what a false god is? You have a false guru and they present you the false god. See? These persons are not experienced devotees. See, so you want to stop worshiping false gods and false gurus because the real God and the real guru appear simultaneously on the horizon of Navadvip. Remember that verse in chapter 1 on the spiritual master? When you get the real spiritual master, that's as how it works. They arise simultaneously in the preaching of a realized devotee. Ah, this is the real conception of the Lord. Wow. Then Radha gets attracted in you and awakens. Devotion awakens. Your miseries start rising and coming out of you because now you're realizing the real power of God. The real power of God comes from the mouth of the real guru, man. That word is strong. It vanquishes illusions. No other word can do that. They arise simultaneously. That's what I told you. This is intimacy. This is the relationship. This is a person enjoying Krishna and Krishna enjoying as that devotee and through that devotee. They have that relation. They're having a picnic with the Lord and delivering the universe at the same time. Vrindavan style. We do Vrindavan style here. Deliverance. Very rare to see such potency on this planet. Look what it does. Look at you guys. You guys have ecstatic emotions, many of you. And the others are on their way to it. So where is Johan? Where is Amy? They didn't show up? But notice I haven't seen Johan up here much coming.
There was a post from Johan. He said
There
that
was?
yes, and he says he often watches from Twitter now.
Watches from Twitter. Oh, interesting. Why is that?
I don't know. I just saw in the comments.
Oh, yeah. So this goes on Twitter also, huh? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, this restream is good because you can post on various things. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else here. Yeah. See, all liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should follow and you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. And so, the duty of Lord Chaitanya when he came here, he said he came to give this bhakti, give this gift of this prem, this devotion, this attachment to Krishna. See, this seed of bhakti. He came to give this. See? And the duty is just to water it, to stay in Sadhu Sangha while it's here, and to always hear and chant and remember about the Lord. You have to water this creeper, otherwise it will dry up. Yeah, so many people that come and go, they always tell me when they come back, wow, I've started watching TV all the time and I just playing with my children and that's all I did. I was just wasting my time. And then they come back and they feel, the life is back here again. And then they go again. And it's back and back and forth until they get it. See, this is why you're neglecting your duty. And the funny thing is, this duty it becomes not really a duty. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to serve the Lord. It's my Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom. See, literally, it's the Lord's pleasure to give you this pleasure. And people neglect it. You fools out there, you're foolish. Everyone who does that. The Lord is giving you His happiness, which is transcendental and ecstatic. He's giving you His pleasure, and you don't do your duty of relishing His pleasure. That's amazing. What a great duty, man, to relish God's pleasure, which is phenomenal. It's the greatest thing in the world, greatest purification, greatest benediction, greatest fortune, greatest treasure, greatest wealth. And people neglect it. See? So anyway, I'm not on my watch. I'm gonna tell people like it is, man. Yeah. God's pleasure is His devotees chanting the holy name in ecstasy, and He wants to give that to people in the world. And if you reject that, you're fool number one. This is on the order, Prabhupada. Don't tell me you're worshiping Prabhupada if you don't listen to this. Don't tell me that when you go and see Prabhupada, he's going to say, boy, you really missed the boat, man. You don't really know me. I don't know you. You don't know me. Okay? Because this is on the order of Prabhupada for his devotees to come up to the next stage. Otherwise, there's no meaning. If you don't come to the point of attraction to Krishna's name and pastimes and qualities, Lord Chaitanya's name, starting with Lord Chaitanya's names, pastimes, and qualities. All your endeavors in Krishna consciousness, your empty rules and regulations that have very little taste, your external show, doing your Swami steps without any real feeling inside and just to make a show is really empty, man. Really empty. There's nothing inside much. The Lord Chaitanya taught that is basically futile. You endeavored fruitlessly. There's no real fruit. It's about fruit. Don't you? You plant a tree. Don't you want to see some friggin' fruit? Can you imagine you plant a plant and you plant it and no fruit comes? You think Prabhupada wants to plant this bhakti at this, that it stays in the ground, never comes up into paradise of love of Krishna? Can you imagine that? Do you think Prabhupada wants that or Lord Chaitanya wants that? Put some kind of thing in the soil and never a plant sprouts. The plant of love of God doesn't sprout. Come on, man. That's crazy. That's like you wouldn't even want to do it in this world. Why are you endeavoring to plant something of, say, Krishna consciousness and it never bears fruit? Your whole friggin' life, you plant it and no fruit comes. That's why Lord Chaitanya said that. You're laboring fruitlessly. See? You come here, you plant yourself here. There's fruit, man. Look at the devotees, man. This is the fruit of Krishna consciousness. We devotees here are becoming Krishna conscious of who and what Krishna really is. And that's very beautiful. It's very ecstatic. It's very liberating. You're not coming back. But everybody else that can't taste the nectar of the names to the point of tears like you do, they're coming back. And that's just a fact. That's what the scriptures say. Bring me those who are adverse to the honey of Krishna's name and pastimes and qualities. Yeah, who are those? Well, people are finding out. Yeah, I hate Gauri. I hate Lalita. What is this? Yes, you're coming back, man. So you'll be lucky if they get enough of that poison out of you, and then you realize, ooh, I made a fault. See? A lot of people in Navadvip came there. They were doing that to Lord Chaitanya. Can you imagine? Why should I think it's surprising people do it to me and Lalita and Johan and others whoever has that ecstasy? When they did it to Lord Chaitanya. See? But it all came out of them enough. And they were swimming over the Ganges to go and apologize to Lord Caitanya. Look how many people, after the crucifixion of Jesus, and now like years and thousands of years later, look how many people believe in Christ. And when they all turned against him at that time. See, that's the Maya. That stuff has to come out of people. See, with every lash they lash out, that we are healed. So some people come quickly. They're the ones who hear the good news and they come pretty quick. It's good. Okay. So even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, and knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. Oh, interesting. Let's see what comes up. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is and what forbidden action is and what is inaction. One who sees action in inaction and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. One is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. All right. Yeah. Okay. See, this is what they teach. The external thing about Bhagavad Gita. Oh, I say so. Renounce sense gratification. Don't see your endeavors have to be not for sense gratification, even though you really want it, right? Area. You think you can get out of this? Well, you're going to be. Oh, you're going to take sannyas. That's sannyas. You renounce endeavors for sense gratification by will, the force. That's what they teach in Krishna consciousness, more or less. Become like a sannyasi, even though you're just a, with powerless, really, with bad association in the modes. See, you got to become like a sannyasi. No garlic for you, no onions, no this, no this, right? You got to become like Brahmin. That's what Brahmins. Those are principles for Brahmins, and you're not even at that level. That's why Noodles had a hard time with this. She liked eating onions and stuff like this, but no, you can't do it. See, no. You got to become what you aren't. You got to become a Brahmin. You got to force your. See, so these people don't know what are the principles that are going to work for people in Kali Yuga. This is why people go after a while. They just can't sustain. This is unsustainable. What they teach in Krishna consciousness. People can't make much development. They stay materialistic Vaishnavas. After a while, it's like going to church. Like once a week. I just want to, just in case there is a God. And then I'll be in good shape because I went to church. I went to the temple. I had my prasadam. Forgot my point here. Let's see. Was yeah. See, yeah, every endeavor, so take sannyas, in other words. So anyway, that's not Lord Chaitanya's way. Bhagavad Gita was written 5,000 years before Lord Chaitanya's advent. That's a long time, isn't it? So the real devotees of Lord Chaitanya, they know the mind of the Lord, and they teach, oh, hey, wait, guess what? The mercy of the Lord has a good news for you. Great news, fantastic news, transcendental news, better than even Jesus's news. There you just got salvation. Even from the mouth of Jesus, he said, hey man, those who believe in me, their sins will be forgiven. That's salvation, man. All your miseries are taken away. Well, what's the next stage to be clearly understood? Oh, pure devotional service. See, that's Lord Chaitanya came to teach about that. See? Oh yeah. By the way, you guys are all in Kali Yuga, bad association. You're degraded. You're all fools. You're all fallen. You're not qualified to be Brahmins. You're not qualified to be sannyasis. You show me how many people, those gurus out there that are really qualified sannyasis. Tell me, come on, man, wake up. It's just a show. Prabhupada knew it was a show. You think these guys have really renounced? And you know what? Even if they did, you know how they be caught? They become infatuated with their so-called higher knowledge of their studies and memorizations. See, because they can't taste transcendental ras. See, that's the thing. And they get worshipped, and you don't think they're going to fall from that poison? That's poison, man. Worship is poison. That's the ultimate poison in this world is worship. What did the devil offered that to Jesus? Worship. Oh, you'll get thousands of followers who will worship you if you worship me. And these gurus just jumped at the poison, man. The head of the snake. They went and grabbed the head of the snake. Poison, worship, and oh yeah, you think these little 25-year-olds deserved millions of dollars in their pockets after Prabhupada left? To be in charge of millions of thousands of souls to follow them and worship them as good as God? And then act like they did? See? So that's not the path in Kali Yuga, but what is the path? Oh, by the way, take the gift, man. The Lord wants to give you the gift. He wants to be born in the barn with a bunch of beasts. Just like Christ, right? The Christ story, people don't know what that means. You think it's just a story? Jesus was born in a manger, in a barn with a bunch of animals. That's you, my friends. When you make the right connection with those who have the gift of God, which is love of God, attraction to the transcendental Lord, He's born in amongst a bunch of beasts in you, and you know it. Many of you have gotten this gift. You ain't perfect. You ain't no sannyasis out there. You can't not act for sense gratification, but the Lord, because this is Kali Yuga, this is a special Kali Yuga, a very special Kali Yuga. Once every 4,320,000,000 years does this mercy come in the form of Lord Caitanya, Nityananda, and the Panchatattva and their associates. Once every 27 20 on the 28th Divya Yuga, which is Kali Yuga, to Satya Yuga, which is a very long time. That's only one rotation. You go another rotation, and you go 27 times of rotations, and then Lord Chaitanya appears as Krishna and Radha and their associates in Mathura and Dwarka. And then 500 years after that, no, 5,000 years after that, appears in Kali Yuga as Lord Chaitanya. That's what's here now, my friends. Take advantage. Look what's coming up the pipe, man, on the other side. This is perfect time for preaching, man. Make your choice. This is a juicy one. This is a fantastic one. This is paradise. The door is open, man. The Maya's chasing you over here or attracting you over there and annihilating you. That's all. You're slated for annihilation there, or you're being chased over here and for your own benefit. So whoever is attracted, you be lucky. You're lucky to come here, man. You hear things that nobody can speak now. You show me any of those gurus who could speak the kinds of things that we talk about here. You show any gurus out there that have the kind of ecstatic love that you see in our Sangha. You show. And you read about this. Matter of fact, you come a few of these classes and then you read, you think, my God, this is happening again. And look at that. It's nowhere to be seen. What are we being fooled out there? You darn tootin' you are. That's fool's gold, man. This is the real gold. See, and you didn't know it was fool's gold because you never seen this. Now you see this, and then you can see that. See, highest truth is what you see, what you hear in this Sangha. Distinguished from illusion, the fool's gold. See, the real guru, the real acharyas, and the false ones appear at the same time. For perspective. Thank you very much for your service. Are you ready to come over here and become a real acharya, a real spiritual master to deliver your disciples? Nah, we like it this way. Okay, we'll stay out there and be mowed down by my Lord's Maya. You just stay in the shadow. Stay in the shadows. Teach people who like the darkness also, who continue to like the darkness, and be destroyed with them. Yeah. Otherwise, don't come here because we speak life into people. We speak Genesis, a whole new person that comes here. You become spiritualized, man. Your mundane emotions become spiritual and they're wonderful. Can't you see them? These are wonderful feelings. More than wonderful. Your mind becomes the mind of the Lord. You're just in the Lord's mind, and His mind is in you, giving you happiness forever. Ever deepening, ever fresh. See, that's so Kali Yuga, this Kali Yuga, all you have to do is, okay, that's the path there. You want to don't act in sense gratification. That's what they teach in Vaishnavism. And those people who can't really do it, they're hypocritical. There are no Goswamis out there. How dare you take the title Goswami? That is so ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't care who gave it to you. Still, the point is, it's ridiculous to take the title of Goswami when even the associate of Lord Caitanya said, well, we can't really control. We're just ordinary people. All we do, all we know is your mercy. That's all we know. All we know is our love for you. Somehow or other, we're lucky to love you. That's all I say. Somehow, I only know Lord Chaitanya's mercy. I only know somehow or other I have the good luck to have some attraction for the Lord. I live on that. That is my mainstay. That is my food. That is my purification. That is the intelligence that I get here. That is what was preached 500 years ago. That's been forgotten until this day, these days here in our Sangha. Yeah, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Yeah, my treasure isn't in that path of renunciation, renounce, renounce, renounce. Even my Lord, I told you the verses that Lord Caitanya repeated over and over again. It is not by renunciation. It's not by austerities. It's not by regulative chanting. It's not by chanting mantras that one attains my association. His association is Krishna Vrindavan. See, that understanding of that Lord is not that way. It's through the devotees who chant like what? Like this. Who chant the holy names with great ecstatic love. It's through them, through them, through them, through them, through them, through them, and always through them. Never any other way. And everybody in these ISKCONs and all these things, you're all getting conned, man. It's not through their way. It's through the way the Lord says. I only repeat what the Lord says. They repeat, something else of some other error, maybe. Like Bhagavad Gita. I speak Bhagavad Gita in terms of the mercy of Lord Caitanya, and that's the way it must be preached. Otherwise, you're preaching some other era where, self-realization was very hard, very difficult, which we can't do in this God. Who the heck can do that? Just take the mercy of Lord Caitanya, for God's sake. That mercy is here because it's authorized here. We prove it every day, and we'll continue to prove it and make it more real and more attractive for the world, more authoritative for the world. Hey, Alita showed up. She said she couldn't come for some reason. Yeah, there you go. You got it, Shamaguri. It's like that. Oh, he had visitors. Okay. They just left. Oh, good for them. Yeah. All right. So he said by the sages, okay, one is understood to be in full knowledge whose every endeavor is devoid of desire. See, so because we cannot do that, that is like such a tough path, man. Forget, and that's what they teach because they can't teach this path. They can't teach the mercy of Lord Caitanya. It was taught 500 years ago. Krishnadas Kaviraj said, hey man, the mercy of the Panchatattva is very wonderful. If you have their mercy, you can chant the holy names, Hare Krishna Mahamantra in great ecstatic love. See, well, who has the mercy of Lord Caitanya and the Panchatattva? Where is it? See, if you have that mercy, won't be preaching some other path. You'll be preaching the mercy of Lord Caitanya now. See? But what do they say? Oh, Gohari, that's too easy. You're preaching the wrong path. We have the right path. The right path is Bhagavad Gita there, that you should not act for sense gratification. You should not do this. You shouldn't eat onions. You shouldn't eat this. This is the higher path. Don't eat onions. Tell me, yeah, that is the higher path. Don't eat onions and garlic. Don't eat any cheese that has an microscopic uh, gram of rennet in it. That's going to pollute you. You're teaching that external, very low idea still after 50 years after Prabhupada keep you on the mental platform. Oh, you broke this rule, you broke that rule. Oh, you went into the temple with your shoes. Oh, you degraded the temple with your shoes. Just, like actually that has anything spiritual to do with anything. The spiritual world has no jurisdiction, or the material world has no jurisdiction over what's spirit, right? There's the body, and then there's the spirit. There's a story about that, but devotees are, most of them still are like religious. They can't think very deep. And they can't understand the stories, that even the stories try to bring them to the next platform. There was this guy in the temple, and he had his feet with shoes on pointed at the deity. And this strict Vaidhi Bhakti comes in there. I think it was Pujari. He says, "Look at this guy. He's got his feet and he's got his shoes on in the temple, pointed at the deity. Now that's pretty excessive, huh?" So he says, "You got to take your feet away from the temple, the deity, and you got to take the shoes off and all that." He says, "Oh, Prabhu, I'm sorry. I got no strength and no energy. I'm thinking about my Lord, and I just feel so slack. You move my shoes. You move my feet away from the deity." So the Pujari comes over and takes his feet and moves them over to the left. And what happens? All of a sudden, magically, the deity appeared, and the Pujari could see, what? How did the deity appear over on the left now? Let me. And he moved him to the another direction, and the deity magically appeared over in that direction. And the guy said, "I'm so sorry. Please keep moving it away from the deity, because you're right. I shouldn't have my feet there." And he kept, every direction he moved his feet, the deity appeared. And the Pujari, all of a sudden, he realized, my God, this, everywhere this person's facing the deity. See? Because that's the truth, man. This is external bhakti teaching you very preliminary stuff, and they're still into that. No wonder the Christians that have the Spirit of Christ, they look at it, you're worshiping a false God. It is so preliminary that it's like false. It's not really the way it is. It's not the real Krishna. It's not the real Radha. We present the real Krishna here. We present the real Radha, the real devotion. The real conclusive truth is Krishna. The real Radha is this ecstatic love for the conclusive truth. See, that's the inside of the whole thing. Otherwise, you just look at a picture of Krishna. Oh, beautiful. It's like a Barbie and Ken trip. Oh, there's Barbie. There's Ken. Oh, see the little dolls. You worship a little. You see, that's all you really see. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta said, you go into the temple, you're just getting eye exercise. You're not really seeing the deity. You just see the external thing and all that. You want to see the deity, you should hear from Bhaktisiddhanta, and you get more of the Lord's form from the word of the devotee, because you get the real conception of God, the deep inside conception formed by the deity, by the word of the devotee, who has the ecstatic understanding of who God actually is. That's what you get here every day, and most can't appreciate it. That's why we only got like 14, but that's pretty good, I think. 14 people. Look, people coming. You guys coming. Look at the result of coming. Look at the result. When people heard from Jesus, they got the Holy Spirit. Why? You think that's any different here? Huh? Look, you guys are like those 11 people that came here, came to Jesus all the time. They got the Holy Spirit after 3 years. Look, you guys got it even quicker, most of you. Okay? So obviously you're listening to an authorized place. And the only thing with the Vaishnavas out there is they don't think this is authorized because their gurus can't teach them these principles. And therefore they will die without knowing these deeper principles. That this is the place to be. Because you listen to this word, you get Radha, man. You get devotion. You get Lord Chaitanya's heart, man. You get the ecstasy. You worship the Lord with spontaneous love and praying if you listen to this word. See, because we prove it. And they can't prove this, but they don't know because all they see amongst those thousands of gurus in ISKCON and the Gaudiya Samiti, Gaudiya mouth is dry chanting. And they think, well, it must be dry. It must be dry to worship God. It must be dry, just empty rituals to worship God. It must be worshiping God is doing the Swami step without anything inside manifesting. This must be the way it is. No, sorry, not on our watch. We show you the way it is. I don't care you don't like it. Of course you don't like it. You're contaminated, man. You don't understand? Of course not. Nobody is showing you the role model. Nobody has the power to withstand all the tomatoes, all the illusions thrown at you. These are like weapons. They went, oh, well, we're going to take Gorahari Sangha down, man. We'll throw them all the lies and all the hate we got and all those serpent weapons at him, and he'll give this up. He'll give up preaching, right? And then we can take over and just promote continually the empty rules of rituals of religion and call it pure devotional service, purebhakti.com, crying schools without the crying. We'll say that is the reality. Well, no, ain't going to happen here. We're showing reality, distinguishing it from that. You know? What do we got here? Yeah, like you see that this is the preaching of Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur revived, because it's the same understanding. You know, they were very close with Lord Caitanya. Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur was a recipient of the mercy of Lord Caitanya, and therefore he preached like that. I preached like this because of the same idea, the same mercy. Somehow or other, that kind of mercy had touched me from the beginning. See? So I say the same thing. Do you notice my preaching is like his? What? Not attainable by the faithful performers of pious deeds. See, he's promoting the actual mercy of Lord Caitanya and the Panchatattva. And they're promoting the opposite. See, because they're not realized. They haven't realized the mercy of Lord Caitanya. They're not recipients. You got to be a recipient of mercy like he did. See, he was worshiping Lakshmi Narayan, just by rules and regulations, but not with the extraordinary bhakti. And all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang on his door, Lord Caitanya appeared in his ecstatic worship of the Lord. And he saw it, and he was astounded, and he was attracted. And the Lord talked to him and preached it with him, these principles. And he showed him this ecstatic worship. It attracted him. He said, oh, wow, I want to worship like that. And he got the mercy to do that. He became Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur in Vrindavan, writing Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi and Nectar Moon of Lord Caitanya. Those kinds of books in ecstasy. and preaching how important the mercy of Lord Caitanya is. What do we preach? How important and extraordinary the mercy of Lord Caitanya is. It is available now. Prema is available now. We preach like he preached because it was available then and it's available again now on Prabhupada's order in 1996. This has his full approval. We're doing exactly what he wants us to do. Do more of that. And Krishna appeared and also said, yeah, whoever comes will get my darshan. See? How do you know you got Krishna's darshan? Well, you have to get the love first, otherwise you will not realize Krishna is the verses. Because if you realize that Krishna was the verses, then that you'll feel so ecstatic. Actual spontaneous love will arise in your heart, like it does in many devotees here. And that's the truth, isn't it? Okay. The lie is to promote anything against this preaching because this is so true and you all know it inside. Maybe not consciously in in these ISKCONs and all these other places where you're being conned still, but you know it deep in the heart. And even if you resist this seed of bhakti, you can kind of push it in. Sometimes the soil is a little hard in things. You got to kind of push that seed in, in the ground, right, to get something, to get it in there so it'll grow. So kind of do that with the bhakti, kind of push it a little bit, man. Just push the envelope, bring it to the edge. Yeah. What other hope do we really have if we don't have the mercy of Lord Caitanya? Think about it. It's not even, you see, what's beautiful about this, if you come here and you hear these words and it gives you hope, very quickly it turns into assurance and experience of that mercy. The power of it. Tell me if Sadhguru can inspire you like this. He can't speak enough truth to inspire. See, okay, he does good to a certain level, but you see, this is deep. Yeah, sorry, I showed yesterday. Listen, all that beating around the bush thing and juggling the words and all that. That poor Mike Tyson. I'm sure he was confused afterwards. It just went on and on. I was watching a little more, just on and on. It's just all beating around the bush. He couldn't answer the question. That's how they do it. You got to go into the speculation. How do you get over fear? You know why? He can't get over fear. It's all a show, man. All of these gurus can't get over fear. They're afraid still. They're not at peace yet. He's not at peace. I could see it. It's just a show, external. Only a real devotee is peaceful. It says that. Lord Caitanya said that. Only a devotee of Narayan is fully peaceful. He's not a devotee. No, he believes in energy. God is energy, that kind of thing. Yeah, God is energy, but there's something more. God is the conclusive truth. See, God, when you say God is energy, basically God is the loving energy. Okay? But he doesn't have much of that. And people like him. And sorry, but most 99.9% people at this time, they're products of Kali Yuga. So we can't expect a lot of ecstatic devotion around. But we can help anybody who hears somehow or other. They hear, and they're attracted. You can get this gift. You can literally. We are authorized to give the highest revelation, the highest reality, the deepest level of realization, which is Vrindavan, the love of Radha and Krishna. We are authorized to give that. If you listen here long enough, you will see that. You will see this preaching is par excellence. I could not do it on my own unless I help. It's just like Prabhupada writing a book saying, hey man, I couldn't write these books alone. Krishna dictated them. This preaching is dictated by my Lord, man. I could never preach on alone like this. All I could hope for is to be used to preach the real thing and awaken people. Give them the real truth and set them free, right? What did Jesus say? The truth will set you free. Well, I'm astounded myself when I hear these things come out. It's just like Lord Brahma was astounded when Lord Varaha came out of his nostril. See? Breathing, mouth, nostril. Hey, this is, if you're a real flute, the breath of the Lord will come through you and help people in a way that no one else can do it. Really save them, liberate them. And you know what? This is not only Gohari, this is you guys too. Anybody coming here and taking what we do seriously and listening will get a gift and a happiness and a purification and a treasure that is beyond your ability to understand until you get it. And then now you got the understanding. See, to those, you get this prema, and then the verse will be you. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, I give them the understanding, I give them real knowledge. See, people can relate that are getting that here. Yeah. Like he was knocked out. Exactly. It looked like he was falling asleep, you know. Anyway, thank you, Sadhguru, for your service. It's all I see it all service. It's all serving. You know, everybody's they're doing the best they can for what they got. You know, what are you going to do? I got to do the best I can for what I got, so everybody can compare it. Compare it to these different things, different paths and all that stuff. Compare it to Buddhism. Compare it to Christianity. Compare what we do. Compare what we have. Yeah, hey man, where do you get an opportunity to compare, man? It's like you go shopping. We're in a supermarket. This world is like a supermarket. You're out there. Oh yeah, let's compare. You ever do compare? I do myself. I go and look at this product and compare it. I look at the ingredients and say, oh, I'll take this one. See, but if you don't have the product to compare, see, we got prema bhakti here. We got a conclusive truth. We have a very wonderful relationship with God, so people can come and compare. Do something. You're in the world. You're here to comparative shop. Shop for what you want, man. What's the best product you can get? Where's that you can, of course, get the best product at the least price. I mean, everybody, we're all like that. You got to get the best product at the least. Even elites are like that. They want the best product at the least price. So hey, man, look, to me, I consider the best product. This is the best product and at the least price for it. That's the mercy of Lord Caitanya coming through here. This is the best product. This is called Prema Bhakti. The ones that Narayan Raj said, Prema, many lifetimes before. Oops. What happened here? Oh, there we go. Oops. Not going to put the lights out on us, man. No way. Yeah, best product at the least price. That's the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. That's why even he went to Varanasi. And in Varanasi, he was doing just what you see here, ecstatically worshiping the Lord publicly. In Varanasi, the home of these big sannyasis, just like we got in ISKCON, we got all these great illustrious sannyasis like Radhanath and Acharya Dev. Ooh, very important persons and all of that. So he goes to Varanasi, all these, of course, they're all a little dry, right? So into philosophy and knowledge and all that they don't really understand. And Lori's just in there doing what we do, chanting ecstasy, Hare Krishna, crying, laughing, like this. And he was blowing these minds of these sannyasis, like we blow the minds of the devotees in ISKCON, right? They blow the minds of the Gaudiya Samita. They were like that, you know. And the Lord says, "Boy, you know, I've come here to distribute my emotional love of God, my emotional jewels. I come here to distribute that, and we don't have any buyers here." You know, and so we don't have any buyers, so I'm going to have to reduce the price to distribute because I don't want to carry back all this wealth. I want to distribute it, so you know it's too heavy. You know, all this ecstasy. You know, I want to distribute it out. So he reduced the price, and so he made it easy for these sannyasis to get it. And they realized that, wow, man, you know why they gave it up? They didn't even understand Lord Chaitanya. They're not very well, and one of the students that was almost as smart and as intelligent as his own guru in the Mayavadi thing says, you know, we don't really understand Lord Chaitanya very well. He's speaking things that we've never really heard before, like this mercy, you know, you can get and all this stuff. And he says, but you know, when we just listen to his voice, we experience a happiness beyond our Brahman speculations. So therefore, we'll go with him. And then they just started to chant. All of a sudden, they started to just automatically like to chant the holy names. See, why? Because they're coming in the real line. They're coming close to the associate. They're welcoming the real Lord into their lives, not going like this. Like, see, Krishna comes to Mathura. See, ecstatic Krishna from Vrindavan comes to Mathura. What happens? People receive him differently. See, Kamsa go, hey, let's kill him. Let's kill the spirit. See, hypocritical devotional service. He was a hypocritical devotee. He's preaching like the Pope, you know, religious stuff and all that, but he actually hated Krishna. He hated ecstasy. He was attached to the mundane stuff, but he only acted externally as a religious person. See, and so Krishna comes, ecstatic Krishna comes from Vrindavan. See, isn't that Vrindavan is a place of ecstasy, ecstatic worship, like you see here, basically. Okay? So he comes to Mathura, which is the abode of more rules and regulations and the oppression, because a lot of people in charge in religion are, you know, hypocritical, right? It's just natural. What the Pharisees, right? Little viper in them, little material motivation, control. They like to control people, you know, and control and become wealthy on religion. You know, that's just that happens in Christianity too, right? They don't really give you the real pure Christ. The ministers are there and they do a mega church. You ever see these mega churches? I saw a documentary on one and shows all the bullshit. These guys have 2 or 3 jets and they're really proud of it. Ooh, look at my big jets. Rolls Royces, big multi-million dollar homes, all from the money of their congregation. And they teach a prosperity gospel, you know, and the church, these leaders get prosperous and the other guys get poorer. You know why? Because it's a lie. Maya tricked them. Because these persons have ill intent. They're using God to you know for their promotion of their materialistic lifestyle and wealth. See, it's a lie. They can't give you the pure thing. This is the world, man. This is what we're in. This is a miracle that we're preaching like this. It's a miracle where there's prema in this world. You know, and so Kamsa, Krishna comes into.
Please charge the battery if.
Yeah. So Kamsa wanted to snuff out Krishna, right? He doesn't want any ecstasy in his kingdom, right? If the devotees get ecstasy, then they arise above the oppressor and the oppression and the oppressors because they can see, oh look, I was oppressed by that. Because I believed in this liar, and these hypocrites. What did Jesus do? He brought the consciousness of his disciples who believed in his word and his energy and his understanding above the oppressors oppressing them. See, Maya is oppressing everybody. See, these gurus are oppressing their disciples. They can't help it. That's just what they do. They're just following their nature. And if you believe in those who have not realized the Lord and cannot prove it, cannot show it, that's your destiny. The oppressors will be in control of you. See? What's going on here is so different because here you get liberated from the oppression of Maya. All the way up through religion. You can abandon all varieties of religion and just take shelter of truth, right? Isn't that what we do? I do it. This preaching is all about that. You do it too. We all come here together to take shelter of the absolute truth as it is. And we don't need religion. I don't need to follow rules and regulations to be free. If the Vedas say these are the rules and regulations, the regulative principles of freedom, oh, this is even more so. I feel much more free like this. I feel much more free, abandoning all varieties of religion and surrendering to Krishna. See, and it's not just, just a word, just an empty verse that I don't understand. I just read like these gurus read, don't understand like parrots. No. I abandon all varieties of religion and its conceptions and its motivations, materialistic motivations, and surrender to Krishna. And Krishna is his name, and I prove every day I get that benefit. And this is how you got to do it. And your only possibility to do it is to come in the line of ecstatic persons who worship the Lord and have that shelter of Krishna's name. And proof is their ecstatic love. Ecstatic connection is the shelter of the Lord's name. Otherwise, you've proven nothing. You're just empty words coming out of your mouth. You got to show that you've abandoned all varieties of religion because you went to the higher platform, see? Which is the name of God is your shelter because that is God. What does this scripture say? The name of Krishna is non-different. If you've realized that, that means you have the love of Radha. You have real devotion awakened in your heart. By the way, you got, what kind of realization you got? Empty. Hypocrisies. I'm Guru Dev without the qualities of Guru. Qualities of Guru is you have ecstatic intimacy with Krishna. You have the love of God, man. True love of God. No true love of God, no real prema. You're no real Guru, really. Not high quality, very low quality. You can't help people very well. So why don't you just move out of the way and let us do the work of delivering people here? Why don't you come here and get purified and get the gift and become a real guru and deliver your disciples? Or whoever you are out there, are do you want to be oppressed by the Lord's illusory energy? Well, we have freedom from that here because we are worshiping in truth and in spirit, just like Jesus said. The spirit is this devotion, man. And the truth is the conclusive understanding of God, who he is and what he is. Even more than the Bible. That only gives you the beginning. This is the postgraduate course. Going deeper into who God and what God is and what is the spirit and its relationship with the Lord, and how do you manifest that in this world for your benefit and for the benefit of the world, to its deliverance. Solid, like solid understanding, clear truths about Guru, clear truth about what is a Vaishnava, what is a real Guru, clear truth of what is Rasa, what is devotion, what is Radha, who is Radha, what is her real nature and characteristics. Okay? Who is Lord Caitanya? Why did he come here? What is available by becoming a devotee of the devotees of Lord Caitanya? Okay, all these topics are learned here. Functional, yes. Functional Krishna conscious. Yeah, how do you put this to work? How do you make it work in this life, in my life, in your life? Well, that's how you do it. Okay? Hey, functional. You're seeing how functional this is. What are we doing? Just doing what the Lord said. He said, I order the world to follow the real path. The real path is this, to remember Krishna and Krishna's activities and qualities and name, and to remind others. Isn't that what's happening here? We're all remembering Krishna and being reminded of the absolute truth, becoming clear and becoming, new things coming down every day. Functional with the funk. Yeah. What's that now? That funky, do that funky thing. Some song like that. Yeah. So abandoning all attachments to the result of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings. Do you see why these verses need to be explained? What does that mean? How do you make that functional in your life? How do you bet? This is what they teach, these things that nobody can do. That's why it's all kinds of hypocrisies in religion. They can't really perform. They have these verses and there's still material motive in people and they think, let me just preach this, let me put on a dhoti, let me act as a Goswami, let me do this. And they preach these verses that nobody can follow, including themselves. It's all a big sham and show. I see nothing other available than the mercy of Lord Caitanya. So let me explain that like this. See, abandoning all attachments to the result of activities. See, when you get Bhakti Lata Bij you get this gift of attachment to the Lord. You naturally abandon that more and more and more. Maybe not fully, but progressively. See, because now you just naturally want to act. I want to chant the Lord's name. I want to taste this picnic, this practical, functional picnic with God. How that actually, what is that experience like? Wow, this is really good to have a picnic with God. And all of a sudden you're forgetting about acting for fruit. What? To work fruit? No, I just want to love God. This to me is my intention. Otherwise, your intention is naturally fruitive. I just want to work for the fruits of my labors. Okay? And now you're doing it purely. Yeah, I want to work for the fruits of my labor. I want to chant Hare Krishna because I want to love my Lord. I want to taste that happiness of loving God. And you get so purified that it becomes increasingly clear that's the desire of the Lord in your heart to do that. And you realize, wow, we're on the same page, man. Man, I want to do what the Lord wants to do. I experience the happiness my Lord experiences. See? Functional self-realization. Vrindavan attained. That's here, my friends. Whoopee-doo! Yahoo! See, mercy of Lord Caitanya comes through the real disciplic line. That is here. Now you can transcend the fruitive thing by developing a higher taste, not just a bunch of words you read in Bhagavad Gita with no real higher taste. You ever see it says you cease the other engagements in fruitive work by developing a higher taste. Here it's functional. People develop it. You come here, you're starting to taste this, right? And the other falls by the wayside gradually, like a snake molts its skin. Ever satisfied and independent. See, you become independent on your own. See, people looking for independence and sovereignty on their own. That's the new age, right? That like that dollar vigilante wants to be sovereign on his own, but he knows he can't do it. He's even looking into the Vedas. I notice he starts to talk about Kali Yuga and stuff like that. He's getting closer. See? Ever self-satisfied and independent. Why? How do you do that? Functionally. Well, you got to do what Jesus talked about. Be in me, we in the Father. See, the Father, be in me, I in you, we in the Father. See, the Father's in you, you're in Father. See, Bhagavad Gita becomes, the verse becomes complete. Krishna says, everything is in me, but I'm not. All the living entities are in me, but I'm not in them. See, that becomes reversed. See, we are in the Lord. See, we know that we become more conscious. Oh, we're in the Lord. See, how do you become in the Lord? Oh, the Lord is everywhere. Oh, that's just part of the truth. No, the Lord is in His name. I'm in the name. The name is in me. I can feel it. Okay? I'm in His pastimes. I'm in His words. Those words are in me and give me life, give me love, give me everything. See? Now I'm independent by being in the name. Otherwise, there's no independence for me. I have to be in the Maya because that's our nature. We're Jiva. We're on the fence, man. If you're not in the Lord's transcendental name and feeling it, you're not fully in Him, and He's not in you or much in you. If you're fully in the Lord and He's fully in you, prema, bhakti, tears, laughter, feeling the happiness of God. That's the mercy given here, man. Very quick, you get. Functional. My independence is being in the Lord and the Lord being in me. That's why I can speak like this. So that's why I can chastise gurus and Brahmins and sannyasis. Why? Because I'm in the Lord and the Lord is in me, and that authority is in here. Because it's His authority, right? Working under His authority. No prema, no way can you do this. I'd be all these like these. I'm going to be afraid. You ever see these devotees? Oh, I don't want to. Don't even think about my guru. Just accept. Just comply. Oh, Prabhu. Oh, Prabhu. Oh, Prabhu. You see devotees like that? They're so weak. Because the Lord ain't in. You come here, you become strong. You come here, you eat Wheaties. You eat your spinach. You become like Popeye. This is the spinach. And you won't be, you little weakling. Come on, man. That's you're weak because your leaders are weak. And they weaken you because they're in Maya still, teaching you lesser things. My strength is the truth, man. My strength is the love of God inside. It gives the authority. Hey, I'm here to teach that. I'm here to share that with people. You come in this line, you become strong like that. Your strength becomes like the Christians call a dunamis power. That's called bhakti devi, man. Your power is this bhakti, this devotion, this understanding. You promote the real Krishna and the real Radha. And the real Krishna is conclusive understanding of the absolute truth. And the real Radha is this devotion, this intimacy. It's the cause of intimacy with the absolute truth, the mixing of the ecstasy, the bliss, see, and the truth mixing together. Ranga is listening. Very good, Ranga. Thank you. Keep on listening. Don't ever go away. See, he performs no fruitive action. See, it's not all or nothing. He performs no, like you want to try and not perform. See, they teach you, don't ever perform. Just Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, go into this activity, go into this program, that program, this program. Just use up all your time. There's no time to do any fruitive activity, but inside you really want to do it, and you just into suppression, and you're going around like a rat on a thing. You would spend your whole life in Krishna if you're trying to do it like that. I was with a devotee like that in ISKCON. He did everything. He was always going one program and another. He never everything. He's always doing the rules and regulated just perfectly. And every day, one day, he blinked. He was gone. They're finished. Left. What happened to him? So many like that. They're following the path they don't understand. You must approach a bona fide spiritual master if you're not loving God. Who needs a spiritual master? Well, if you have ecstatic love of God, then of course you'll need the scriptures. You'll want the scriptures because they enhance everything you understand. Especially we come here, we may have that love, and as soon as you get the scriptures, it awakens. And so devotees naturally love to taste the scriptures. That's how they learn. Forgot my point. Yeah. Yeah. So no fruitive undertakings because your fruit now is ecstatic love. See, the ultimate goal of life you've reached. Well, everybody's looking for fruits, right? Material fruits. They think, okay, let me go and work so I can get gold. So you get gold and you think, well, that's not quite it. You're not really fully satisfied. You never will be. So you either get more gold or let's see, maybe it's about control. Let me get control of the world. Control of a company. Let me get control. Let me be like God. See, I want to control. And all you do, that's not enough. What do I want? Maybe I want to control more, maybe. Or something else. See, you go through all these material fruits are coming. See? And so anyway, you apply that. When you get the mercy of Lord Caitanya, now you act for the fruit of love of God. That's the fruit you like. See, you want to pick that fruit, and now you're able to because you got the mercy of Lord Caitanya coming into the real disciplic line. And that fruit is so good, you forget about all the material fruits. More and more and more. Don't have to be all or nothing. Just keep picking this fruit for God's sake. Keep picking the fruit of love of God. It is so tasteful, and there's no fault in it. We're meant to relish this transcendental fruit. Don't listen to these little beginning devotees who have no idea what this fruit is. Oh, you shouldn't pick the fruit of love of God. You don't even know what love of God is, you little whippersnappers, you little babies. Lord Caitanya came to pick that fruit when he met his guru. He saw his guru was picking that fruit. He's chanting Hare Krishna in ecstasy, picking fruit after fruit, intoxicated on that fruit of love of God. He loved that fruit. And Lord Caitanya said, hey man, I don't want the fruit of having a bunch of followers like these gurus do. I don't want the fruit of being worshipped by a lot of followers like these gurus do, most of them. I don't like the fruit of being important in this world. I don't want the fruit of having a beautiful man or woman in this world. I don't want the fruit of all this being a rich person like Tony Robbins makes. I don't want any of those kind of material fruits. I want this spiritual fruit. There's no fault in that. That's intelligence. I teach intelligence here. I teach, hey man, that fruit is available here. It is the supreme fruit. It's the pearl of great price Jesus was talking about. That fruit, that's available. It is pearl. See, this is pearl of great price explained on steroids. See, that's how you overcome the world. God so loved the world that he sends his beloved sons like that are picking this fruit. to save the world. Because if you realize your real benefit is to taste this fruit, and this is the only way, only way to find devotees who taste this fruit, and good luck finding them. But you found one place out of millions of places where this fruit is picked and tasted, relished, and taught to the world. You've arrived. You've won the lottery. And you come here for a while and you'll realize it. That these words are not empty, they come true. And yeah, I understand why you would not believe this, because the words of your gurus never come true. You'll never attain Vrindavan through those who have not attained Vrindavan. You have to attain Vrindavan through those you can see with your own eyes and understanding that have attained Vrindavan. Vrindavan is intimacy with the Lord. They don't have to be in a place. They are that place. They are that way of worship. They are that bhav. They are that understanding of the residents there. You come for a while where that is happening, you'll be no doubt, and then you'll also get. See, even though you're engaged in all kinds of undertakings, see the attachment to the fruits doesn't awaken. Why? Because tasting the fruit of love of God is so powerful. You get everything. You get the happiness you're really looking for, and the purification that whatever you're engaged in, it just can't. It's like you know what it's like. It's like you become demagnetized. These metal filings cannot accumulate because you're not magnetized to the world anymore. You ever see a magnet? It collects all these things. That's people. You're collecting all this. All these filings are these fruits, material fruits, man, and they're paining. They're going in the magnet, giving you pain and suffering. See, because you collect all that stuff is you're magnetized to, because your attention, oh, I want material fruits, I want this, I want that, and it all comes to you, and it gives you pain, little pleasure and little pain, but it's material. But you become demagnetized. You don't pick that stuff up. You may be doing stuff and dealing with things and all that, but it doesn't stick to you anymore. You become demagnetized because you're magnetized to the Lord in the Lord's transcendental energy. See, it keeps you clear, it keeps you clean. That's why you can't imitate devotees who have that potency. All you can do is follow in their footsteps and follow the progressive path that they preach, and get it and become demagnetized yourself that way. Yeah. So Tom, give us a word.
Hare Krishna. Yes, I just feel. Please let me chant. Let me stay chanting and feel fulfilled. The other things they cannot fulfill me anymore. My taste, but by listening here, my taste is attached to it to this, and there's no taste anymore. Now I can the rest is dry. Yes, it's so dry. You cannot do anything with it. You can put those material fruits in the bank or in store it somewhere, but it doesn't stick to your soul. When your soul leaves this body, you are empty-handed.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. Maybe no, I don't think this word is boring, but it's not functional.
Yeah.
It's not beneficial. Is beneficial is to connect to Guru, Vaishnava, and Bhagavan. That makes things beneficial. To this listening and chanting, and remembering, that's beneficial. Then there is substance, then
Mhm.
there is progress. But the material progress is no progress. There's no it's not adding to Satchidananda. It's all dissolving into background. It will not stick to the soul.
Yeah, see, that's intelligence. You're just because that's realization. You get personal realization simply by hearing the truth. Well, this is what we need. This is like washing us of the illusions, that we've accepted as real. But they're real. But for what? It's not intelligent to spend your whole life collecting material fruits and then you die and you can't take anything with you. And, I see the people that are materialists. I see like because I'm dealing with finances a little bit, on the with the crypto stuff, and I listen to these people. And I think, my God, they're living for it to give to their children. And they're going to die empty handed. They're happy. Well, my whole life is to make all this money so I can give it to my children. I can give my wealth to my children. That is their motive. I think, boy, what a waste of their energy. And they die empty handed. And they're thinking, well, at least I'll know I gave it to my wealth to my children. See, they missed what the realized souls are teaching. Because they don't understand it. Even very intelligent people and everything, but they don't understand. They're. It's not. Like I'm living also. See, I'm living to gather my wealth like they are. They're gathering their wealth in the form of material opulence, right? I'm living to gather my wealth as in the form of spiritual opulence. And I also want to give that wealth, right? Like they do. See, but mine's spiritual and mine continues on forever, actually. Wherever I give, it goes into people and then goes out of you even and out of them. This is how the lines go. See, this wealth is eternal. When people get it, now they find what real wealth is, and then they collect more and they give more at the same time. This is Lord Chaitanya's mercy in this Kali Yuga. See, otherwise you got the opposite. The idea is, oh yeah, I'm working, I'm getting all this money, billions of dollars, like this Michael Saylor, nice guy in the I think he's more or less in the mode of goodness, very nice guy. Collecting a lot of Bitcoin and stuff and helping people. And he's always thinking, well, and they're all like this. Well, we're getting all this wealth and then we're living to give it to our children. We're collecting this for our children and also for us while we're here. And then we give it to our children. They give the wealth, see, the legacy wealth, they call it. But this is really it, man, because this is eternal wealth, man. This doesn't die when you leave the body, man. This grows. Like Narada Muni. See, Narada Muni, what did he do? He followed the process we teach. We teach the real process. He listened to the enlightened, self-realized sages, because he was what do you call the son of a maidservant, and he was engaged in serving the sages. But when the sages, he would have some time, he would listen to them, and he became very attracted to the Vedas, the Vedic discussions like this. And all of a sudden, attraction to the modes of nature started to roll off of him. He started to let loose. And all of a sudden, he became very attracted to hearing these topics and also chanting. And then, so anyway, his mother finished, the sages left, and then he's with his mother. And his mother actually, was binding him with affection was not continuing with this, just keeping them bound up with all this stuff, like kind of like in Indian relationships, with the families in India, they're really bonded, man, really almost more so, and that you get manipulated by that. You get manipulated by material affections, even to dogs or cats and all that. You're manipulated. If you really love your cat or dog or goldfish too much, they manipulate. You manipulate. It's just the way it is. So, what was my point? I had a good point on this. I got a little off. What was my point, Tom? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. I got it. I think I got it. Something. All right. Yeah. So Narada Muni, his mother dies, and but he was already pretty self-realized, and he realized that, wow, Krishna took my obstacle away. Can you imagine that? His mother was the affection of, he was bound by his mother was an obstacle, and he thought it was a boon. I mean, this is in Bhagavatam. This is why you need to be a little mature to hear these things. Otherwise, you think this is bad. Oh, what material, my affection, my parents died. He thought, well, now my obstacle is removed, and he was able to go out and wander and just completely focus on his own self-realization. And he chanted and chanted. He went and saw different places and everything. He got to get experience on what's going on in this world, and seeing it's all bullshit. And he just went on, become more and more attracted to cultivating devotional service. I don't think he did much preaching, okay? But he just did what he did. And when he passed from the body, because he was attracted to the name, the fame, and the pastimes of the Lord, what happened? Transcendental body. His devotion stayed with him, and he got a body that was transcendental now. See, because he was developing it even in this body here. See, the problem is people not developing their transcendental bodies. They don't know how to do it. They don't even know it exists. That's why you got to meet an experienced devotee. These gurus, I tell you, they don't even know how to develop the transcendental body very well, or they're not clear about it, because normally what I've seen, it's not awakened yet. So they're just kind of like symbols, like popes, and deacons, symbols of the truth. It's just a symbol, nothing inside really. It just looks like, from the outside, just like a picture. Oh, here's Krishna, here's Radha. Aren't they beautiful? See, symbols. And you don't know what they mean, because if you did, you would be here, man. You say, wow, you're presenting Radha and Krishna. You're darn tootin' we are. You're used to just the symbols, the pictures, the two-dimensional picture. We give it dimension, deeper dimension. 3 and 4 dimensions are here. See, this is real, becomes solid. Wow, you mean there is actual effects of chanting? It's just not just chanting a name only. I just did my little rounds, and yeah, there's effect here. You're seeing substance here. You're seeing dimensions here, deeper dimension of Krishna consciousness. That's what it's all about, right? To go progressive, to go deeper into it. Go ahead, Tom. What?
Yes, I feel taste to taste. That's a total dimension. Yes, to taste is a dimension. You cannot grasp the idea only when you are present and you are tasting. Then you can remember that quality. So taste is a total dimension.
Mhm. Yeah. That's how you have to feel it, man, and that's what it's about. See, the taste, the feeling. Taste is a feeling. Even like even when you have sense gratification, you're eating a meal. It's a feeling. It's a taste, but it's a feeling too, right? This feels so nice tasting this. See, that's a spiritual taste awakened. People don't know that mostly. Most people don't know that. But you can get that here because we got that taste. Since we got that taste, we're authorized to give that taste to others. This is real Krishna consciousness. This will bring you from the Vaidhi external worship to the deeper Raganuga spontaneous devotional worship. Yeah. River, give us a word. Thank you, Tom.
Well, Maharaj, if I had to say things, I'd have to interrupt you so much, because the things that you say are so. It's my life. It's what I've been experiencing in my life. Again, you was talking about that. I can't remember who it was now. about not putting his feet towards the altar, and it
Oh.
kept moving. There's a similar story in Sikhism where Guru Nanak went to the Kaaba in Mecca, and this guy came to him and says, "Oh, you got your feet out," and he kept moving his feet, and it's a metaphor, isn't it? The Kaaba kept moving to the where his feet were. It was really it's symbolic. It's symbolic by saying, because the Sikhs are stuck in the rules and regulations,
Yeah.
like like the other religions. They're stuck in those, and they do those because that makes them feel good, and that makes them feel nice, and all of those nice things. But it doesn't give them any more than that.
Yeah.
It doesn't give them much more than that, because I used to go to do Food for Life with the Sikhs, and they started to miss me because all I did was watch them. I just did my service, and watch. This is before I could walk. I did my service and just watched them and how they were. But they just want to be really nice. They're
Yeah.
really sweet. They get this kind of, like, the gurus get this kind of sweet voice, kind
Yeah.
of manipulating voice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
it's actually a manipulating voice, because people are just looking at the external and, oh, he's got a really nice voice. But the same with the Sikhs. They do that, and they don't get anything that I've gotten. My parents have gotten nothing and that I have received here. My auntie, who's done Sikhism rules and regulations since before I was born, she understands certain things, actually quite a lot of things, but she doesn't understand. We don't need to do the rules and regulations. They were forced to stop doing the rules and regulations because my uncle hurt his leg. He couldn't pray twice a day, or how many times they pray. He had to give back all of his stuff to the temple, and they've been doing it for 50 years every single day,
Wow.
and they had to give it back. But they're actually better now without doing those rules and regulations. They're more situated in this real place, and there's more. There's so much more, Maharaj. What you've given us is an ultimate experience of real life in every moment. Tom said it's not boring. Backed by Krishna, going into the valley of death. It's not boring when the Lord is there protecting you and showing you and being on that vibration. It's not boring, but I wouldn't advise it to people who are not purified and don't understand the deep message of Krishna. You are explaining exactly every word. You're saying exactly what is happening, exactly what the scriptures mean, and having that experience now, being with you all this time, is given us the fruits, which is the Lord, which is the greatest wealth. Like you said, we can take him with us when we leave the body. We're on the same spirit to spirit. We can't take this, we cannot take, material wealth with us. We can take the greatest wealth with us when we leave. And
Yeah.
you have just set out, you say that Prabhupada set it all out for us. Yes, he did. But you have just gone woof and built. Oh, it's amazing. I'm so grateful. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so in awe. Uh, could just live life now, Maharaj. Whatever we have, we could just live life now.
Yeah.
Just be, and always backed by Lord Caitanya,
Yeah.
lifting, protecting, and just live life. I didn't know how to live life. I
Yeah.
couldn't, being suppressed by my
Yeah.
parents, who
Yeah.
just worked. They just
Yeah.
worked and worked.
Right. Right.
They just worked and worked. And we were just suppressed. And even though I have this, yeah, but, inside, oh my God, there's fear. How am I going to get on? Because my parents brought me up to be a wife. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And that's it. But we're seeing other things, we're associating with other things, and it's still material.
Yeah.
I had to come here. I my whole life, the way I've lived on this machine is to come here. And it's for everybody, yes. I see Maharaj, it's for everybody, because everybody needs their one-to-one intimate relationship with the Lord, our Mother Radha and Krishna. We all have that chance now. You've given us that chance. You've shared that with us because you had that. You had that, and you have just given us an all. There's no other way, and there's no other way. And there's a great song to that. Um, there's nowhere else to go. We get everything. The shows, the greatest shows. Your words are living words now. They're life. They're life. They bring life to me and all. It's just life, real life with experience, with shelter, being backed, being with you, being with the sangha. Just keep listening, and keep listening, keep listening. It's the greatest experience. Whatever kind of life. Look at Govinda's life and how it was with the material intoxications, and look how the tables have just turned, and intoxicated by the Lord. You have done this, whatever lives we have personally, the disturbances we have individually. You have set the ground, you have lifted us out of all of those disturbances so we can live who we really are, which is servants of the Lord, friends and servants of the Lord. You have guided us into the position to be who we are, truly are, as servants of the Lord, for this message, for this mission for others. That's what you've been doing, and you've stood by us no matter what's going off. Yes, sometimes you maybe need to take your distance from us, but I do, from Karuna sometimes. But
Yeah.
being in the now, like Eckhart Tolle talks about,
Yeah.
without the backing, the words that come from you, who are, there's no denying it. You are truly the representative of the Lord. You are truly the authority, the real true authority that has the best interests for all of us. And you've shown it with all of us. There's loads of us here. You've bought in. We didn't believe it because of being covered.
Yeah.
Some quickly, um, but the connection was built, the bond was built, the seed of devotion was set, and it's been nourished and nourished and growing and growing. However we do, how our individual lives have been. There's no going back, Maharaj. You know, without Lord Chaitanya, without there's no going back to that, because then it is the valley of death always. We have the hand of the Lord to go into the valley of death and be sheltered from it, and just show him, show you, preach him. Kruna does that. Kruna does that a lot. And yeah, it's great. Thank you so much, Maharaj. I'm so, wow. Oh, you talk you talk about things, and Krishna's going, do you remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? And I really want to interrupt you and go, Maharaj, yeah. But no, there's so many things that come. It doesn't matter. I'll wait my turn. It's fine. Even, it's fine to interrupt sometimes. Keep your mouth closed, Yamuna, sometimes. It's great. All to be great servants, to bring the Lord through. He's backing us all the time, and thank you so much. There you go. Thank you. I could say more. I could say more and more, but it's okay, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this. Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's so beautiful to see people awakening. See this, having the fruit of love of God. It's fructifying. See, because of the hearing, following the real process. See, it's in the Bhagavatam. Uh, Narada Muni followed the real process. He listened to the sages speaking like you're listening here about these principles. And he became attracted. And then he went on chanting. And then he developed his transcendental body. And then when the physical body goes, his transcendental body is there. It's there. And unfortunately, most people in the world, they haven't even awakened it. Therefore, when they die, they're under the laws of karma, and their soul has these coverings. They haven't been burned off. They're not attracted by association with devotees whose spiritual bodies are awakened. They're very rare right now. Um, so they go and they got their good deeds and their bad deeds, and they've got to get purified by experiencing those good and bads. See, they're still under the laws of karma. This busts the bonds of karmic things. It busts all of that stuff. And you live under the authority. It's kind of like the Ajamil story. In the Ajamil story, when Ajamil lived a karmic life. He was a Brahmin, and then Brahmin isn't strong enough, and he just saw a woman, having drinking and kissing some guy, and he became attracted. He associated with the modes of ignorance and passion, and boom, he was down in it. He ended up marrying that woman and then associating intimately and became more and more polluted. See, it's not strong enough just to be good and the goodness and everything. And especially in this Kali Yuga, we got association like that everywhere. What, you look at look at the Facebook everywhere you go. You look at TikTok. They actually, the algorithms are the way. Oh yeah, we want this person more lusty. They put all these women in front of you dancing, doing titty dances and all that stuff for the guys. And the women, they do the opposite to get them all lusty. See, this is the Kali Yuga we're living in, man. They're using technology to do things like that and keep people down in the lower modes of passion and ignorance. See, so what are you going to do, man? This is. But here, I forgot my point again. What was my point? Oh yeah, Bhagavatam. Yeah, spiritual body. See, so people have basically very little chance to develop their spiritual body. Even David Icke talks about this a little bit. He says that even he knows the value of having a little spiritual awareness, but it's still not to this extent. And it's very hard. He can't get people to really. He get a little opening there, but not that much. Not like this. See, here you get the science of self-realization, the science of how to awaken your spiritual body, man. You got one. How do you know? Well, we got one, and we'll show you. And we'll show you the result of that. We'll show you the power of that. We'll show you the happiness of that. We'll show you the logic of having that. We'll show you the knowledge of having that. We'll show you the purification that comes from that. Okay? You can see the practical, the functionality, like Tom says, the functionality of that. Otherwise, people don't know the functions. Ooh, look at this. I think we got somebody here. What is this? Oh, it didn't work. Yeah, okay, that's not working. Yeah. Yeah, so you see, the spiritual body's away. People need to know this if they want to be delivered. That's why I say, come here if you want to live. And what will live is your new spiritual body that we all have potentially. It's dormant. It just needs to be awakened. That's living. What do you think this is Jesus Christ explained. More clear when he says, I have life, I can give it to you abundantly. The life is in your spiritual body that's dormant. You come here, that's all we do here. Our spiritual bodies are awakened. This is one of the rare places. It's not in Vaidhi Bhakti, it's not in ISKCON. You see such awakenings. They could be nice. Oh, you're following principle. Very nice. Going around the motions and looking like a devotee with your little tuft of hair and your little tilak and your thing. Okay, that's okay in the beginning, but come on. There's so much more you can have. You can have what's beyond the ritual. You can know that Krishna's the ritual. You can know the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, I am the ritual. Yeah, I know you're the ritual, Lord. I'm the butter. I know you're the butter because you made me the butter. My heart is the butter. I'm the offering, Krishna says. Yeah, I know because I know I'm the offering. I'm the offering to you. I offer myself to you. I feel it, man. I experience that astounding, wonderful communion with you, which sometimes hard to tell. Is it you or is it me? Is it you? Is it me? Is it God? Who am I? What am I? All I can say is I just whoever you are and whatever you are, my Lord. You're my Lord. You're it, man. You give me the greatest happiness. Your name is my great deliverance. I want to share that with my brothers and sisters. Yeah. So Govinda, give us a word here.
Yeah, loads of things, man. I ditto everything River Yamuna said, and so much more. Like I always love to meditate on your spiritual awakening with the Book of John. You felt the love that Christ has for each and every one of us. That's truly amazing. I read that many times, and many of the devotees story read that. The life that Christ has for us. That's truly amazing. You've experienced that. I don't experience it to that level, but when I read it and transcribe it, I'm so deep. You never said you have so much compassion for everyone, and these poor, unfortunate people not able to see that you're coming from a place of compassion. But again, I remind myself of Prahlad Maharaj prayers. You have introduced me to so much. I remember you laughing in River Yamuna's living room. What are you reading, God, Harry? And he was reading Prabhupada Saraswati. There's something else I was going to say. I've also forgot my point. But and you've introduced us to these. We can have a relationship with the bygone acharyas are not bygone with the spirit you've given us. It's so amazing. This Kali Yuga, we can see in our lifetimes how it's degraded. I like to read about the North American Indians, and they used to run 70 miles in a day, and that's not so long ago. You know, I remember seeing in a Western film, Indians, yeah, how they were rolling out vaccinations back then. They don't run 70 miles now. Kali Yuga is degrading very fast, is what point I'm making. But this is accessible to anyone and very fast. It's non-sectarian. It's not based on conditions that we have in the religions. You're giving this to everyone, and the love of the Christ that you experience, the love that Christ has for each and every one of us. That's truly amazing, Guru Maharaj. It's truly amazing, and you're giving that. You're a very, very special devotee. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful to Karuna that he passed me the phone. I'm so grateful to Rangaleka. He helped me so much on my way. I was able to give him the phone and give him the link so he could meet you. I'm so grateful to Lita Ganga and Balaram who are facilitating his stay out there in Turkey. And he's like, wow, man, there's my Bhakti twin again. He's got life again. Just keep him away from Netflix and he'll be all right, you know. I'm so grateful actually to everybody on my journey, and like you speak of everyone actually, but you I don't believe there is another devotee on the planet doing this. You've made devotees who are able to do this, but you're non-sectarian. You also offer nicely people to come and chant with us and show them, and let's all go to the greatest understanding bhakti that you know anyone's got. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you there, Govinda. Yeah, we have a good time here. This is really nice, man. This is great. I feel very fortunate to be here. Amy, I was missing you. Where you were? Where were you, Amy? Thank you for coming, everybody. This is it, man. It's becoming more attractive. I think people will more and more will also like. And if they do like, this will be their good fortune because they'll get what we get. And you guys also get the power now. You have the power to transform life. You're that energy. If they listen to you, it's like they listen to me, and it goes all down the line. Because this is as it is transmission. You get the proper understanding, and you transmit that to others. It'll awaken others. That's a line. That's the real line, whether it's through Jesus or through here. The problem with the Christians and their Bibles, and see, their knowledge is, unfortunately, it's been through so many editors after 2,000 years. Just think of Prabhupada's books in 2,000 years, where that's going. Look where it's already going now. Luckily, Janaki's husband has got them protected, and people can download these books as they are. Yeah. Anyway, Shamaguri, I know you were trying to get on there to share also, because this is how people need to learn. By their fruits they shall be known. You should, everybody now. There's not a lot of time. Start to think straight. Anybody watching this video, you get straight understanding here, really clear logic. By their fruits they shall be known. The fruits here is love of God. That's taught in our scriptures. Chaitanya Charitamrita says the fruit of love of God first fructified. You need to find out where the fruit of love of God is fructified. Well, that's here. Where else is it? You look. Where else is it? I haven't seen it anywhere. Where is the fruit of love of Krishna fructified? And what are the symptoms of that fructification? Tears in the eyes. See, chapter 23. It's all checkable. Chapter 23 of Madhya Lila, the fruit of love of God, life's ultimate goal. See, the symptoms are there. The devotees, when they chant the holy name, sometimes they cry, sometimes they laugh, and they choke up. And they have other symptoms. They're very exuberant. The joy of the Lord is in them. Even the transcendental sadness is there, and that's also transcendental. It's all separation there. It's wonderful. All of it is wonderful. That's where the fructification of love of Krishna is. You got to go there to get it. If you go there to get it, you've won the lottery 10,000 times over. You'll attain life's ultimate goal very quickly also, just by being there, just like people have here, proving it. It works. See, the fruit of love of God is born of the fruit of love of God. Without the fruit of love of God manifesting somewhere, there's going to where will you see the fruit manifesting? The fruit of love of God is distributed by throwing the seed out. Just like you can't grow another fruit tree unless the seeds drop into the ground somewhere. If it stays on the tree, like say with Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta and Bhakti Vinod, it was staying on the tree. It wasn't time to drop to the ground. It's got to drop to the ground. How do you do that? The fruits is Satchidananda, man. That has to be expressed and taught in this world. That busts Maya, busts all your illusions. By their word, ignorance is destroyed. You got to hear such a word that destroys all levels of ignorance. And from them, ecstatic prema emanates. You got to see and feel that emanation. Be close to it. Otherwise, your anartas, your understanding is not complete. See, you got to see a role model, and you got to be born again of the word spoken. The word that busts all your ignorance, clears it up, man. Born of the word. This love is born of that. It begins to fructify in you, and you become a witness. Yes, this is the way it works. You become a Maharaj Pariksha. You become an Arjuna. You say things like Arjuna said to Krishna to your guru and for the world to hear. See? Oh, go on speaking by. The words you speak, Krishna, are so wonderful. They are enlivening everything. Did you not hear River speak? She spoke like Arjuna speak. You got to become like River and speak words like that from your heart, not from some playbook, some feigned thing like that guy said, Saint Francis, you read this thing I wrote here, this feigned prayer and glorification of the Pope, and the truth, and he looked at that and he says, I can't do it, man, and he spoke from his heart. A purified heart. All devotees speak from a heart's been purified. I just will never be born again, sorry. Well, you just keep coming and listening, and all will be well in due course. Yes, I know you say what you feel. I know. A lot of people do. Almost everybody does, actually, unless they're too repressed. I'm not a picture book. Good. Yeah. Okay, there was a lot of fun we had in Sadhu Sangha today. We realized a lot of things. See, it's nice when you see, it's just the way it's supposed to happen. You come here, you'll get realizations. Will just spontaneous happen. God, the gardener inside will show you this and show you that, like River was saying, and Govinda. Things you just realize, this is the happiness devotees. And then even when you read, it's like that. You read the books also, you chant the verses, and you give the classes. All of a sudden, you're also realizing more things. This is the life of devotees. This is the God energy, God principle. Is being with God is like this. Our happiness of devotees and the Lord. All people say that they speak from the heart. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, they probably do. Yeah, and they speak from what their heart. Whether but blessed are the purified in heart; they shall see God. And a lot of people might even think their hearts are pure. But see, if your heart is really pure, and that means it's purified, that means you got the real mercy of the Lord, your words will be in the vision of the revealed scriptures, you see. And that's attractive to real devotees. Otherwise, if you're not quite there, it's not so attractive,
And sometimes, many times, it just keeps flowing. It's not just when you're on camera. I mean, the other day, poetry was being composed from my heart. I'm reading and transcribing your classes, which are poetry, as others are doing, and Bhakti Vinod. It just doesn't stop. It just like flows, and there's so much. It's just like you're having this sutras are just, verses are just rolling off your tongue. You don't always write them all down or capture it on camera. It's a divine dance.
Yeah.
The femininity that's portrayed in this world is, when you capture it very nicely in one transcribed class, is Prema Bhakti versus Botok Booty. It's so funny, that class. I sent a copy to a devotee. I'm hoping they will read it and share their thoughts and realizations on it in their own mother tongue or whatever. It's such a beautiful book, because shooting yourself up in the arse with Botox is just insanity. It's a very pale reflection. And of course, we can all get attracted or scroll down, is this femininity, masculinity, but it's not Radha Krishna. If we know the distinction, the mundane femininity and masculinity in the world, this combination of Chaitanya is the real transgender, transcendental, pure.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's anything wrong with whatever people do, whatever sexuality they are, it doesn't matter. That's why, when William's friends came to his class the other night, they felt a place they could belong.
So why don't you answer this question here, Govinda? The question is from Phoenix 77, says, how to purify the heart? Question.
Well, to listen to the words of the devotees, like we're listening here now in Sadhu Sangha. And if you're not able to see that those words are different from the words of governments, religionists, look for symptoms. I don't know if you know what Prabhupada said, the face is an index. When you see tears and enthusiasm and happiness beyond the world, then you've got a great point of reference, like you see here. Then you can take those words, listening to them, meditating on them, because it's not just the the chanting of Mahamantra, it's the pastimes, the words that the devotees speak. Becoming attracted to that, staying in that, even if there's no attraction at first, at least if you can see the distinction that people are getting this spiritual awakening here, then you know you're in a great place. That will transfer to you, because it transferred to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was all at sea, looking for the higher reference point, doing the best I could, like people do.
Mm-hmm.
But until we see someone who's spiritually awoken, and our heart feels it, man, feels it, because we all feel things in the heart. But often we're conditioned not to listen to it. Oh, that person said, or whatever. But if we listen to our heart, like when I listened to Guru Hari, I knew there was a connection with Krishna. Stay in that. Just stay in the association of spirit-filled devotees. There's a witness testimony here of many devotees. Stay in the words. I don't know if that's answered. I hope so. I can't remember the question now. Can't remember what the question was. It's gone.
To tell them how to purify.
River, how do you purify the heart?
By just coming onto this journey with you, by because I've tried heart meditations, open up the heart, this, all of these things. Nothing has helped like this. Having the Lord actually sheltering us through you and being together with you, and listening, and whatever we go through, to just keep staying here will purify the heart. It will open up that space that they don't give us in this Maya, in this valley of death. They don't give us that. They just hide and cover and cover, suppresses and suppresses. Here we will be undecontaminated. All of the Maya will be exhausted, and we will just be here. It will begin to purify the heart. And you keep going on this journey, you begin to understand so much on this journey, and you start running with everything we understand with you. Here, just naturally allow the Lord, by listening, to clean the heart, to take our focus away from all that, everything that's been exhausted, to something that is eternal, which is the Lord himself, which will keep us uplifted, will back us in all our experiences, will give us himself, because we are spending all this time and taking ourselves to the Lord. And now we have that conscious relationship more so than ever before, that conscious relationship, because unless you come here, where are you going to get that seed of devotion planted to have pure love and not material, mundane, contaminated, toxic love, that the closest people in our lives give to us? We could, all of our eyes will be so opened, the words will just come alive like music in our hearts. The music playing in our hearts, when it's softened and purified, is the only way. And the only way we will get that play, that real play with God, our intimate relationship, is to see it before our eyes. And we've been seeing it before our eyes with you all the way for the last 5 years, every day, all the way. And that has been given to us. That has just been, you've just shared that with us, because we listen to you. We're your friends, and you give us these gifts all the time. We're great mates. It's wonderful. And just start slowly as much as you can. Stay connected. Try and stay connected every day. And just keep listening and hearing. Ask questions. Ask us devotees questions as well. And use one's intelligence to really understand this path. You really want to open up and purify the heart. It's happening here again and again. I don't know who the guy's name is. I think it says Phoenix, 7 rows. You really want to be the rose. We can see past all the thorns that are around the rose. You come here, you will be that rose. And thank you. Yeah, I can say some more, but this is my experience to Phoenix. Being on, having so many real deep disturbances because of this Maya, and now I've been risen above those disturbances because of the heart being purified. It's like a balloon going up in the air, Maharaj. Just light and released from this material world. And it's happening every day. We stay connected. We are pulled out all the time and rise up. The Lord rises up within us. He pushes us out. We are servants. We're here, and we work for him. It's the greatest job ever. It's the greatest wealth, because the Lord we're spirit. He's divine spirit. We get to know him when we leave this material body. We go with him. We are with him already now here. We learn to be with the Lord in Vrindavan, in God consciousness, in real spirit. Being here, we have these experiences with being with the Lord. We've been watching your experiences, Maharaj. Like Govinda was talking, we have been watching, and we're watching Lolita's experiences and watching what's happening, not really understanding, and now experiencing them, all of these things, and there's so much more. What I'm saying is nothing really. It's so much. It's so much, and it's so much more. Individually, to Phoenix 77 Rose, we have our, own relationship with our parents. As children, we have relationships with our parents, but they're not fruitful like our relationship with our eternal parents, Radha and Krishna, the Lord himself. It just goes on and on. Nobody wants to get off this boat. No, this is Srila Guru Haridasa's ark. It's the ark of the covenant. It's the
Wow.
golden goblet. It is. It's everything. And you know what? My words may inspire you. They may inspire, but come and try it for yourself. Come and try it for yourself. 30 days. Just stay connected, because this will give you everything you're looking for. And I don't know what you're looking for, the Lord. You asked a really great question. How
Yeah.
do we, and it's happening here all the time. We're being purified all the time, continuously. And you just want to be where you're held. It's like you're held like this. So yes, I could say some more, Marge, but I'll be quiet now.
Uh, read Amy's what she said. She also wanted to share something here about purifying
Hey,
heart.
Rose, you you purify the heart, Ranga dancing on the beach. You purify the heart by listening to the word of God from a bona fide spiritual master, Srila Guru Haridas, awakening the Lord and the real life inside of you. That's exactly what he's done, and Amy's experiencing that just by listening. You are so blessed to experience this every single day from Srila Guru Haridas. We are so blessed. Thank you, Maharaj. Do you want me to read it again?
No, 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 that's okay. Yeah, basically, what we're preaching here is what the books teach. See, the fastest way to get a purified heart is by hearing from a realized soul. This is the essence of all pure religion. If you could find religion that's pure, that's it. That's the purification, or the ultimate end of religion, is to meet the person empowered by the transcendental Lord and just to hear from them. And so to understand this, you can look. Jesus preached the essence. At the end of his ministry, he said, "You dear disciples, you listened to me for 3 years, and your heart and you're clean. Your heart is clean by the word I spoke to you." See, therefore the Holy Spirit awakened. See, and that's the way it works. So the Holy Spirit is this devotion, this attraction to the transcendental spiritual nature of God. That it means our spiritual form and body is awakening. That puts us in the eternal position of connection with God, the true God, the God that nobody knows. He's inconceivable. The real God is a great mystery. The Bible describes God as the greatest mystery. Great mystery. You can't understand him. And the Vedas say he's inconceivable, unattainable, and unknowable. See, that's God that people worship, and that's the way it is. They don't know him. He's unattainable by them. Really? I mean, really? They only say, put on a big show, we've attained, we're Goswamis, and we're this. It's all about renunciations. And that Lord they haven't really attained. Okay? And they don't know how to attain him because they haven't attained him. Only the self-realized soul that's attained the Lord knows. And they preach the essence of how to attain the Lord. That was Jesus Christ. Oh, you listen to me, you 11. The whole multitudes just heard me a little bit, but they didn't hear. But you got purified. You listened to me and heard from me. Therefore, you get to know the Lord. You get to know the kingdom. You get to enter the kingdom. You're purified, and the kingdom is within and at hand, and it's going to awaken in you. That's the spirit of devotion. See, your heart has been purified by hearing from a representative that actually has the potency of that God presence, the real God, the mystery God, that mystery person, mystery man, woman, the real transcendental transgender guy. These both, man. You can't tell. They try to imitate that with the world. They got these guys. You can't tell. Are they man or are they female? And they look really ugly, man. They just kind of the shaved head, and the big eyes. I saw one in a movie. You could see it in the what do you call that? The that movie I told you about, the School of Good and Evil. They have one transgender, with real big eyes like that. Now, I'm not against you guys. You guys can come here, by the way. I'm just making a point. Don't. No, I'm not criticizing. You're welcome here. If just be as you are. It's okay. I'm just, don't worry. We're not against anything. I just want to say it's just still, it's society that's impregnating people like that. The word of creating. They want to do this. It's just you got to eventually come, and you will come to the fact that you've been programmed by society. You've been programmed by the Maya. Maya has material intentions. Maya wants to make a mockery out of God's natural creation. That's what she just does. She mixes it and messes with it. She wants to mess with the DNAs and make all kinds of weird shit. Anyway, that's not a pure heart. That's polluted hearts are like that. And the Bhagavatam shows the same. Start Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna followed the same path. He heard from Krishna, the bona fide representative of the Almighty. And he got purified just by hearing Bhagavad Gita. It's right there. He just heard. See, now the Rhythmics, people, they say, I got Bhagavad Gita. I don't need a living voice. I don't need a living guru, right? So 50 years they've been listening. What's the result? Do you see the fruit of love of God there? I haven't seen. See? But you see here, because you're like Arjuna. River and Govinda, they speak like Arjuna. Even Tom also speaking like Arjuna. Wow, your words are really, this is the path. See, glorification of that speech of a devotee. That's confession is unto salvation, and much more here. See, because you get the experience. Yeah, by listening to this person. Yeah, look at all these people here. They think Gaur, he's nuts. He's crazy. He's a sahaja and this and blah, 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 blah. And I listen to him. Man, God, I realize all these amazing things and all that. See, you become a witness. And the same thing with Krishna. You think everybody believed in Krishna? No way, man. Krishna was here. He was the Lord himself, and Arjuna, wow, your words are fantastic and amazing. It's like God, the Almighty, speaking through you as you, and Jarasandha, Krishna, hate him. Yeah, Kamsa, hate him, right? See, not everybody liked Krishna. Shishupal, blah, 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 like these guys. See? But look who did hear. Look at the purification of heart. Arjuna had. He said, your words, Krishna, are becoming like nectar. My ears are like tongues. I'm relishing. Did you notice? River is like this. River is saying, oh man, this is true. I have so much more I could speak. So much more. How would you like to be like? That's called a purified heart. That's why you guys, man, don't be blocking River, man. Come on, man. Make friends. Forgive and forget, man. Somehow or other get together and forgive each other, man. This is a rare bird, man. This person is worshipable. So get over that somehow or other, just talk to each other or something. Forgive each other, Karuna also, the guy has got a good heart, man, I can't give that guy up. I like him. I'll always like Karuna. He pisses me off. I'll block his ass. I'll whip him with my stick. But the guy he's adorable. So many of you guys are even This I can't give up this Mayavati. I like her. She's got a good heart, man. She's honest. She's real. Yeah, I may not agree with everything she says, but hey, man, she comes. She likes us. See, there's Bhagavad Gita. Then we got Bhagavatam also teaching the essence. See, all I do is I just tell people the essence of these books so that people become realized like that. You get the ultimate purified heart like that because nobody's telling you. Because if your heart isn't purified, because you're not a real guru yet, because you're not like Arjuna. Hey, Jaipataka, all of you, Radhanath, and all of you, Gaudiya Samiti, you come here and then you'll be a real Arjuna. You'll be a real disciple and you will get a purified heart and you'll see that the happiness that we feel. Otherwise, not. You got to be like these people. You see, the river proves that she's like Arjuna because she speaks like Arjuna, because she's hearing from an authorized representative Lord, and fruit is coming. Transcendental fruit of a pure heart means the urge to glorify Guru, Krishna, and the Vaishnavas in conclusively, in truthfully, honestly, genuinely, transcendentally. You can't get this unless the Lord's potency is here. See? Just prove it, man. Okay, let's see what else this Phoenix says. So we need to connect to God and ask for the purification. Some things you explain make sense to me and I feel resonate. Okay, so we need to connect with God and ask for the purification. So there's a verse in the Vedas that teaches the path. Yeah, if you're connected with God, then you're praying to the Lord. He'll send you guru. See, because it is so deep to connect with God. See, He's unknowable. The Scriptures teach it. He's unknowable and unattainable. And so that's why the Scriptures say He's a great mystery, because nobody knows a mystery. So if He sees your heart, that you're trying, that you're really seeking truth, He'll send you a living representative who does know the Lord, knows the Lord's nature, is actually a manifestation of the Lord's nature on the planet. But this is, you got to really want that. Like Jesus said. Jesus said, I come here to teach those who are taught by God. If you're like that and you're praying fervently to the Lord will lead you to one of His real intimate associates, and you will learn from them, because the Lord will say, hey, this is my real son. This is my real son. See, sun, light in this world. Go and learn from them, because otherwise you're not seeing real light. There are all these variations of darkness in this world, in the modes of nature. See, go to my son. See, the son, don't think of son, male, female like that. Son, it could be a woman as a son, the sun, the light, the conclusive understanding, the clear knowledge of who God is and what God is. That's what you get here. You come here long enough, you'll experience it. You'll be like River and say, wow, man, I'm popping off like popcorn. You ever know when popcorn is cooking, and nice in the oil, it gets really hot, man. Start all these kernels. That's River Yamuna. That's Govinda. That's Tom. That's anybody listening here. And it's very fruity, very tasteful. Lots of nice salt and spices and brewer's yeast on there. It's very nice. See? So Maharaj Pariksit was like that in Bhagavatam. Oh my goodness, I got this person speaking to me. Most of the world, they laugh at him like they laugh at all the real speakers that are preaching. That's why Shukadev was before. And then Maharaj was his first person that would listen to him. Just like here, I was speaking for years before some people started to hear. Look at the fruits. See, and Maharaj Pariksit said, oh, wow, this is amazing. He sat there 7 days. Keep speaking, keep speaking. My God, am I realizing all these amazing things. See, that's how you get a pure heart. You follow in the real line. You listen to a person who has realized the line, who presents the real line. And you come in the line that way and you listen and you hear and you come to the point of your heart gets purified. And then you begin to relish what the Guru relishes. See? And then your heart, your connection with God even becomes better. See? It's like I'm not here to make people slaves. I'm here to deliver them, to liberate them in God, so that you and the Lord are together. I don't want to be telling you how to tie your shoes, what you do this and do that. You think the guru is meant to be that kind of controller? Maybe in the beginning you get more of that, because you can't think straight and all that. You don't know, you're not ready. But I'm here to make people ready for their personal relationship with God, very deep in there. Where it's you and the transcendental Lord together forever. You won't need anybody to tell you. Just like to be with real associates of Lord and real gurus. You'll because I also like being with myself, because myself, I know who myself is. I'm in the real self that's common to everybody. That real self is the Lord's name, man. It's his pastimes. It's his qualities represent him in this world. And it's this bhakti, that's his consorts with that Lord. Well, I consort with her and I consort with him. Together, we're together forever. We're here to wipe off the illusion, man. Wipe off the sweat off your brow so you can be like the Lord and the Lord's intimate devotees, happy forever. Otherwise, you're working by the sweat of your brow. You're even in religion on the sweat of your brow, all the austerities you got to do to attain God, and you don't really get them. Well, you get a purified mind by doing some austerities and a purified body, but that's it. You're not your mind and you're not your body. You ain't deep enough. Fasting or no fasting, you come here, you'll get an experience of the true Lord, the inconceivable one, because I've been given that gift. And I'm here to share that gift, and I have the authority of Prabhupada in our line and Krishna to do it. So that's how you do it, yeah. So, connect with God, and this is how you begin to really connect deeply with the Lord, to realize, I want to deepen my connection. And how you do it is you hear from a bona fide representative of the parampara, of Lord Caitanya's mercy. And you come in the line and you hear, you become part. This is a transcendental family. This is not a mundane family. You all have mundane family. You know what that's like. And now you know what this is like, and you say, this is top notch. This is where it's all leading. You even bring your own family here, right, River? You bring them here. Get them to understand beyond the rules and regulations of Guru Nanak, the external thing. You get them to a taste of something deeper. See, progressive. So if you want to connect with God, okay, you have your connection to what it is, and you come here, and we're all deepening our connection, so you can deepen your connection with us together. We're deepening our connection with God together. That's what it's about. This is called Sadhu Sangha. This is the association of devotees. This is temple worship here. This is church worship here. Whatever you want to call it, it's always the same thing. The association of those who love God and want to love him more and realize him more. Realize real devotion, which are the real eyes, the eye of devotion. Increase that more and more and more forever. It's a very rare place, my friends. Francis, so much more. Yes. When River gives us a word, she definitely gives us a word. Yeah, the Lord has given us so many realizations. She's a very realized devotee. She's an advanced devotee, man.
Maharaj, I just want to say to Phoenix, he said, your words resonate with him. And he's come to, I haven't seen Phoenix before, first time. If he's come to just this one time and it's resonating with you, can you imagine what would happen coming every day and being in this resonance of the Lord? Oh, wow. Wow. So I just wanted to say that, Maharaj.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
mean that's how it works. Otherwise, if you just this is not just like anything. If you come here regularly for a while, you'll see this is a very rare place to come. This is a very, but if you don't come, it will not develop. The resonance will not deepen here. So if you come regularly, you'll see that these are not just empty words. They are very rare, and they bring you deeper in your own relationship with God. I'm not here to do what most people that have hearts or they're contaminated by. They want to control you. They want to manipulate you. I'm here for freedom. I'm here to do what like all true gurus do. If you can find one, people lose faith in gurus because they all want to control and manipulate you because their hearts are not really pure. They're represents of the what's called Maya, the illusory potency. But the real guru is here to free you. I'm here to free my students that come here. I'm here to give you freedom. I'm here to give you the freedom that I have. That's all I can. All anybody can give you is what they have. If you got a loaf of bread, you can give a loaf of bread. See, I give the loaf of bread, but I don't lose my bread. It increases. And then you get this bread and you give also, and yours increases too. That's freedom, man. That's sovereignty. If anybody's teaching just be free on your own, alone, and all that, you're not finding freedom there. They're an illusion. They can't really help you very well because they're not really clear about how you get real freedom. Real freedom is in the genuine Lord that nobody knows. That's why a lot of New Age people, they don't believe in a God. They believe in an energy or something because they don't experience. It's too high of a realization. They can't see how God is conclusive truth without any speculation. That forms the reality. That forms our reality here. Vrindavan is conclusive understanding of that place. That creates, what else do we have? Where are you going to go to Vrindavan? People go to Vrindavan and don't see the real Vrindavan. And a lot of times they criticize. They go to Vrindavan. I have so many people I sent to Vrindavan also when I was in India. Oh, yeah, go to Vrindavan. They come back. I meet them again and they say, oh, that place. That place is all these pigs and dirty animals. And look at these guys. They're all building stuff and build. See, people don't get the real Vrindavan. See, the real Vrindavan is go to Vrindavan. Like when I go to Vrindavan now and I worship Krishna, I just want to do it constantly, literally. This is all the time. I just love that, just as play. My body doesn't do well there. It's really, I got to get out after a while because it's just like, it's hard on the body. It's just the way it is there. It's too hot, and then in the winter it's really it's too cold in the winter, and it goes right through your bones. And it's a little difficult. You need that's why actually Mayapur is the Vrindavan for us now because it's really pleasant being there, and you get the same kind of experience. The energy. But that's even if you're not an advanced devotee, but even if you get there and you feel the happiness of being in these holy dhams, you need to hear from the devotee to go deep. See, it's just like a lot of people, they feel some relief being around Vaishnavas, but you got to hear from a real person who has realized Lord Caitanya and Radha and Krishna to go deep into that. That's why Prabhupada wrote the books to be spoken by a realized devotee. Otherwise, you're just on the edge. You maybe get a little liberation. I just feel good with being, with the names and the devotees, and it's okay, And if you like that, it's kind of superficial. To me. It doesn't float my boat. It doesn't float Krishna's boat. That's why he came here as Lord Caitanya. Krishna, it's right there. I just tell you what I feel. I feel what he feels. He says, hey, I got a lot of devotees like those in ISKCON, in Gaudiya Smriti, and Gaudiya Math, and all that, all over the universe. I got a lot of Christians like that, and the really Muslims like that. But it's not attractive that much. Love is weak by they're just reverence, not really knowing my heart. It doesn't control me. It doesn't overwhelm me. So what does that mean? It means that the devotee themselves will not be controlled and overwhelmed by the love of God. That means they come and they do their little rituals and everything, and they go back into the world very interested in the world, materialistic devotees of the Lord. They still enter the big families, and the family's very important. The world is important. They still want to make big houses and all that stuff like that. See, the Lord is saying, well, I'm not overwhelmed by their worship, and they're not overwhelmed either. Because if you were really overwhelmed by the worship of God, as He's overwhelmed by the worship with His devotees, you would be more in that and less in that. This naturally, because He's overwhelming, and the happiness of worshiping this happy God is overwhelming. This ecstatic Lord is overwhelming, and that's how the world sees a very special, unique kind of worship. It's very overwhelming. To the point of tears pouring out. Where do you see devotees? But you see any of these gurus with tears pouring into their eyes, like even my disciples, tears pouring? You see them laughing like mad women, like Lord Shiva in ecstasy of his worship? Well, you see that here, but where do you see any? Oh, well, we don't show. Well, of course you don't show. You ain't got it, man. You're lying. I'll call your bluff, man. Put your cards on the table. Just think of this as a poker game. Put your cards on the table. Let me see that you really got ecstatic love. Let me see that you laugh like a madman when you're thinking about the Lord chanting His name. Let me see that you can do it even one time, much less 365 days a year, that the mercy of God keeps coming back to you again and again and again. The mercy of Radha's devotion keeps coming back to you again and again and again. Let me see it one time even. Oh, no, I can't even show you. That's right. You ain't got it. You can't even show it one time. The personal relation with you, that's what it's all about there, Phoenix. Rose, are you a man or a woman? Trick question. Yeah, it's all about a person. That's all it's about here, man. I just want to help people get their own personal relationship with the Lord. And the way is by following the process. The essence of the process is in all religions. That's why there's a prophet, there's the Muhammad, then there's a Jesus. See? And then there's a bona fide spiritual master, which is more clear understanding. Even after Muhammad, after Moses, after Moses too, after Jesus, after Prabhupada, you need a realized soul to get you to the point of your personal relationship with God, which they have. Otherwise, they're not real guru. If they don't know that inconceivable one, unattainable one, unknowable one, then they're not the real prophet in this world. You got to be a real prophet, man. Otherwise, nobody's really profiting much. See? You can quote me on that, Govinda.
Well, that's a lack of devotion.
See, the real prophet is the bhakti. Otherwise, there's no real prophet. What? The prophet of, well, I'm going to this guru out there, Radhanath. Well, what are you going to get? What kind of prophet? Well, I'm going to probably become like him. I'm going to become a guru and get a lot of followers. Oh, is that what Krishna consciousness is? And good luck trying, because, once you got to be a Prabhupada disciple or somebody who's kissed a lot of ass to become guru nowadays. You got to be, a real people pleaser. Oh, you can't preach like this to be. Look at this. You think I couldn't? Could you imagine preaching like this? This is a real authorized authority of the Lord. Could you imagine preaching like this and getting a seat in ISKCON to give a class? They would never in 100 years, because this isn't their style. This isn't, the truth is not their style. Their style is people pleasing. Didn't Jesus say, oh, you guys want to please people? You're people pleasers. I come to please God. I come to please my Lord. I like conclusive. Whether one person came, and I already proved it, 22 years speaking every friggin' day practically about the truth, and practically nobody coming. I'd rather have nobody come. I'd rather preach to the walls than have all these people coming here so that they can become Guru Devs and get worship and name and fame and all that. Give me the walls first. And if you want to give any other sincere people, that's why the Lord sends sincere people here who want to know God, because that's all I'm interested. I'll give me the walls, but I don't want any persons who come here with ill motives and they don't want to give them up. That's why Krishna is my doorman here. I got Vamanadev here. He's the doorman, like Bali Maharaj. He kicks him out. You want name and fame? Go do what Meena does. Go do what Mahavirya does. Go do what my ex-wife does. Go out there and stew a while in the illusion. You come here is for a personal relationship with God. I'm a personal trainer here. You ever you go to a personal trainer to learn to get your body in shape, right? You get it fast, right? That's the whole idea. And you got to usually spend a lot of money. You want your spiritual body, which is the only way you're going to have a personal relationship with God. You come here to the personal trainer, the bhakti coach, man. I'm here to get you in shape, man. Your spiritual body, awaken it and get it strong, man. Right, Shamaguri? Get it strong, your personal relationship with God, because your your body, your spiritual body is awakened. So I am also a personal trainer here. This is the best because this body is eternal. I mean, it's good to go to a personal trainer, get your physical body and all that, and you got to pay big bucks for that. Go ahead. Come here. We're doing it for free. You don't have to pay nothing. I'll get your spiritual body what lasts forever, gives you eternal life, immortality, real knowledge, real logic, real intelligence, real happiness forever. Come on, man. That is a good deal. I'm here to give Lord Caitanya's grace. Man, it's free. It's easy. And it's wonderful. So just come and check it out. I don't want don't blindly believe what I say either. You come here and test these words. You look around, you look at people listening, you look at the fruits, you see the fruits in your own life. I like intelligent people. You will sprout intelligence here. You will see the essence of everything. What is life? The essence of life. What is life about is a personal relationship with that unknowable God. That unattainable God becomes attainable here. And yeah, I'm bragging because it's true. I'm very proud of this work and this service for Prabhupada and the Vaishnavas and you and me and everybody else. You're welcome there, Phoenix. Yeah, spirit soul. See, but spirit soul is not enough. That's liberation. I'm spirit soul. I'm spirit. I'm the this Brahman energy, and there's still speculation there. But the spirit soul is awakened and in relationship with the transcendental Lord, spirit soul. He's got a spirit soul. He's the supreme spirit, supreme soul, and we're meant to be in that supreme soul, and then we radiate that soul in us and through us into the world. See, this is real knowledge here. See, this causes that kind of awakening, that kind of knowledge, that kind of spiritual experience of your soul in relationship with the Supreme Soul. See, now you're perfect. Now everything is cool. Even if you've got that already, it'll only get better here because we're all on that page, man. That's what we're all about. True freedom. Freedom is in God. If you're not in the real God and that real God is not in you, you're still not free. But you come here, you'll become in real freedom. Whoo, what a day today. Here is the only possibility to attain real truth, love. Yeah, well, Shamaguri was looking around. She was connected with ISKCON. You didn't find it there. Everybody else, you find that this is a deeper thing. So it's progressive. Whoever listens to you and your experiences and comes here, very fortunate. You've saved a soul if they come here seriously and stay. Even if they stay for a while, still, you'll see the Lord will rectify all those persons I mentioned. Just because they did. Hey, man, Mina, did a lot of good service. She really helped me, and I was really I'll appreciate it forever. That's why. That's why I pay it forward, and I use the dunda, to pay it forward. A little bit of that. You know, all of them. Me and my ex-wife. She helped me. I helped her. She helped me. You know, it happens. People trip, and that's part of. That's why I use even them tripping as a service to help others. So thank you for your service. We'll use it. We can use that. The pastimes of Lord Caitanya was full of people tripping up, and and them getting rectified. Look at Balabhabata. Eh? We even have somebody in our sangha that was going through a little bit of that. See, thank you for your service. It's all appreciated. See? Even who is that? The example of the other guy was his name. He was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Was also a good example of what not to do. Anyway, okay, let's end it now. This is oh wow, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Boy, time passes when you're having a good time. Wow. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. Oh my God, you're too funny and always have the same sentiments as you do about this ever increasing crazy world. Just love how you just call every spade a spade. No elephants in the room. Replying Amy Rose, I'm an elephant, and I'm here. All the currency we have is pumpkin. Okay, my friends, we had a good little show here, a little blockbuster. Busts our blocks. Maya's block. Gave her a few uppercuts, slapped her around a little bit. She loves it. She's kind of S&M-er. She likes the S&M. We just slap her around. People want to hate on you, and this is what we've done. Okay, anyway, we'll end it now. I'll read the comments and